Two-turn. What's the word? Oh, step out of that mean to mute. Let me turn my light on. Good morning. Man. All right. Good morning to Eddie. Good morning to everybody that's in here so far. Whether you on YouTube, whether you on Twitch, whether you on Twitter. Welcome back to another daily Facts and Stats show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed. Hopefully, anybody that's in here so far is feeling the same. Also, hopefully, anybody that replayed the show today receives this blessing. Receives this blessing. And the Chicago Bulls are retiring Derrick Rose jersey next year. Shout out to Derrick Rose. Just announced the Chicago Bulls will retire Derrick Rose number 1 jersey on January 24th, 2026. Chirac legend. So shout out to Derrick Rose. I'm glad he got drafted to Chicago. I was able to put on for his hometown, city, and state, whatever the case may be. So shout out to Derrick Rose. But yeah, appreciate you all that's in here so far. If you're on the YouTube side of things, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button on this video. That helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing on YouTube to come across Facts and Stats. And the numbers might not look the same in comparison to what they were, a couple of months ago before I switched to Twitch. But either way, sorry about that. Either way, it can help, the platform grow. So make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube side of things. If you're on Twitch, appreciate y'all rocking. Welcome to another show. If it's your first time in here, make sure y'all hit that follow button on the Twitch side. I think I got to edit some things. I know I got to edit some things. I'm over here rapping. I know I gotta edit some things. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. My YouTube settings settings never be set. I be having to go back and edit through. Like, why is that like that? All right. YouTube side of things, hit the thumbs up button for me. YouTube side of things, hit the thumbs up button for me. And if you want to extend your support for the YouTube side of things, make sure you all become a member. There's 3 different levels you can join as. There's still CC better than Paige, or greater than Paige. Okay, Patrick. Okay. Yeah, I'm not getting involved in Paige versus CC and CC versus Paige. I think both women are amazing basketball players. Both women went number 1 for a reason. And both women will continue to change around the respective organizations that they got drafted to. CC quickly changed Indiana around. Now Paige did not have that type of impact as far as win losses this season. But I do believe going forward, as she gets better players around her, it'll be a slowly but surely type of thing. It's crazy because speaking of Paige, my sub count right here in my bottom left corner is literally the amount of points she had last night. That's insane. Literally the amount of points that she had last night. That's insane. Shout out to Paige. But like I was saying, YouTube, make sure y'all become a member. Everything that I speak on the YouTube side, or even just in general, every link is in the description on the YouTube video. Every single link is in the description on the YouTube video. It's very important to follow Facts and Stats on Twitter. Let me flash that on the screen real quick. Excuse me. It is very important to follow Facts and Stats on Twitter. Oh, I'm burned. I'm like, why don't I see it? All right. At Fact and Stats _ this little dot around the logo or the profile pic means I'm live on Twitter as well. This means that I'm live on Twitter as well. And as you can see here, I always will tweet out what are the topics for the show today. So we're going to be talking about Paige, obviously. CBS Sports dropped like some NBA all-quarter century teams, first, second, and third teams. Going to look at that, get my opinion, the predictions on that. And then look at some more NBA schedules potentially today. And then briefly just speak on a couple of the trades that happened yesterday. None of them have no real impact. So, but briefly, as the season is so close and quickly approaching. So make sure you all follow Fact and Stats on Twitter. Make sure you all subscribe to Fact and Stats on YouTube. Make sure you all follow me on Twitch at Everett Jr. All this information is right here on the screen. Oh, damn, I'm burnt. Right here on the screen. Make sure you all check all those platforms out. And we're going to go ahead and get into the show today. When starting off the show, in comparison to YouTube, I use the StreamYard link for you all to join the stage. While I'm on Twitch, you have to join the stage through Discord. Even if you're on YouTube, you got to join the stage through the Fact and Stats Discord. I'm about to go in there right now. And as you can see here on the screen, it will say Daily Show Voice Channel. That is the channel that you join to be able to speak on the stage. And it's insane that Sosa is still in there. I got it. Oh, he's not in there no more. That is the channel that you join to join the stage in regards to whatever the topic is and whenever you want to get your thoughts off or out. So keep that in mind as well. With that being said, hey, man, I'm mad, bro. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I got to at least see an amazing ending, right? And I probably caught the last 3 minutes in the third quarter, I want to say, of the Sparks and Wings. Caught the last 2-3 minutes in the third quarter, and then the whole entire fourth quarter. And that was a game. That was a game. Y'all spoke on the boys retiring his number. That was a game. I mean, especially finished. Let me say that. Especially finished. I know how I feel about the Sparks. I'm rooting for the Sparks to make the playoffs. I want to see them have a playoff series. Reminder, WNBA playoffs, the first round is best of 3. As it's been over the last couple of years. They made a change where the second round is best of 5. And the NBA finals is best of 7. So keep that in mind, y'all. First round, best of 3. Semifinals, best of 5. WNBA finals, best of 7 if necessary. Or it will go 7 if necessary. So, yeah. But to the game last night. Special performance. Type of performance where we don't really see things like that. And we haven't seen something like that. Let me just make that very clear. One can say she tied Cynthia record. One can say she broke the record. She basically tied. I know this lady, I think Megan tweeted, she basically broke the record because Cynthia wasn't it was like in the league inaugural season. But I don't know if there was like a real season. I don't know. It was a real season, so I may not deny it. Either way, I'm going to say tie. She scored 44 her rookie year or her first season. Paige scored 44 her rookie year, her first season. And it was a really special performance, especially with the way Paige did it because these are all buckets, like these mid-range buckets. These not free throw line. You know what I'm saying? It's not free throw line. It's not knocking down 7 threes, 8 threes, 6 threes. These were buckets. Get into your spot to the mid-range area. Get finishing around the basket, shooting off balance shots. Like all that was on display last night. And I think she missed a couple of shots in the fourth quarter. But going into the fourth quarter, she was 12 of 14 and had 31 or 33 points. Going into the fourth quarter, 12 of 14 and had 31 or 33 points. Finished the game with 44 points. And really, you could sense the sigh of relief every time a Dallas wing player had the ball that was not Paige from the Spark side. I'm referring to. You can just tell they felt good because literally nobody did anything good with that ball in that whole entire fourth quarter or even down the stretch of the game that wasn't Paige. Her teammates made one field goal attempt in the fourth quarter, and they shot like 1 for 5 or 1 for 10 or something like that. Every other field goal came from Paige. So she pretty much got sold last night. It was very, very unfortunate. It was good to see Kelsey Plum hit the game winner. Rakia Jackson also had a good game as well. I believe Hamby probably had like 10-9 or 10-10, something like 10-8, something like that. I'm talking about our box score looking. Let me look real quick. I'm sorry, hold on. Hamby had 13-9. 13-9 for Hamby. And Kelsey obviously had the game winner. Kelsey had actually a good fourth quarter as well. I know we can see 9 for 23 on the screen. But in the fourth quarter, I would say she plays pretty solid. And a couple of threes just didn't drop. She's 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. A couple of them just didn't drop. They'll go in and out. She be shooting the most in and out threes I ever seen for a player damn near. In the WNBA, I would say. But you look at this box score on the Dallas side of things, and it's rough, man. I mean, nobody made over 3 field goals. How can you win a game like that when nobody else on your team is making over 3 field goals? So, I mean, they dropped to 9-27. They're shaping up to have the first pick in the draft. And it's going to come down to whoever they pick, just putting that talent around them and also Paige. And hopefully they trend in the right direction and probably stack up some more wins over time. On the Spark side of things, they need every single win they can get. They moved to 17-18 on the year. And as you can look at the race on the WNBA side right now, they're still on the outside looking in. So they're trying to get into that top 8. For anybody who do not know, the top 8 teams make the WNBA playoffs. So they're trying to get into that top 8. And yeah, we got some games tonight that matter. No, because the Storm North Valkyries play today. Yeah, Storm North Valkyries play today. Yeah. All right. So that was that quick little one thing on the WNBA last night. Shout out to Paige. If you get on Twitter, you're going to see Paige fans taking shots at CC. And you're going to see CC fans basically saying, damn, can't nobody do anything without CC name being brought up. So it's pretty much all you seeing. I've grown to just appreciate both players. Caitlin Clark is my favorite player, but I always appreciate and will praise Paige, right, for what she's doing for the WNBA, the type of skills she's going to bring to the WNBA, and the type of player that she will be in the WNBA. Always. Even when more talent come on behind them. Juju. Damn, good shot. Juju and more. So, that's that for the WNBA real quick. I wanted to bring up this All Centuries team. All Century teams. Hold on, y'all. It's funny because Mike sent it to me too after I sent it to myself. I can't even help myself. All right. So CBS Sports dropped this yesterday. Mike sent it to me because he said he was happy that Jokic was on the first team. But CBS Sports dropped this yesterday. Let me zoom out. And they're all quarter century teams. So they had a first team, second team, third team. Obviously, looking here. The all quarter century first team came up with Curry, Kobe, Bron, Duncan. Those are 4 locks to me. I would make first and foremost. Those are 4 locks for me. And out of respect, I still would have went Shaq first team over Jokic personally. I would have went Shaq first team over Jokic still. Hold on. I'm verifying my YouTube real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. I still would have went Shaq over Jokic personally. When I'm looking at the rest now, second team, Chris Paul and D-Wade both getting their respect. Chris Paul, we don't know what's going to happen this year, but Chris Paul not winning a ring is such a big disappointment, man. It just feels like players like that deserve championships, man. And, you know, he obviously battled injuries and sold some series and, you know, didn't perform, or the team just weren't good enough. Like, they just lost to teams that were better than them. It happens. But it's good to see that he's approaching I don't even know what year it is for him. Year 20, year 21. He's on a good Clippers team. Technically, they're a good team. Chris Paul, James Harden, Bradley Beal, Kawhi, John Collins, Zubac, Brooke Lopez, etc. Right? They have a good team. So we're gonna see what they do with their team this year. But I'm a fan of the second team as well. If Jokic is on first and Shaq isn't, if Shaq was on first, Jokic would be on second. So I'm a fan of that team as well. And then I see another guy getting some respect down there too, actually, and Steve Nash and James Harden. Both guards help change the game to what it is today. And both guards will help mold point guards to want to even play like them, or players even want to play like them for sure. Anyway, in this game today, So shout out to Harden and Nash. It's good to see Dirk had a ring. That 2011 Finals run was special. You know, Dwight Howard up there out of respect. Not even out of respect, just who he is as a player. It's good to see he got a ring as well. For how he performed. Well, I'm burnt. He didn't even get that ring in Orlando. But either way, he still got a ring. And then Kawhi. So I'm a fan of all these quarter century teams. I don't really think anybody. I saw a tweet on Twitter yesterday that KG should have been up there. I guess if somebody's arguing, I don't know who they was arguing KG for. I guess maybe KG for Dirk. But I'm a fan of all these quarter century teams. If you're looking at these lists, anybody that's in the chat on Twitter, Twitch or YouTube, do y'all see a player that should be up there, and then who would they replace to you? Do y'all see a player that should be up there, and who should they replace to you? And I see Black just said, don't worry. Black just said, don't worry. CP3 finna get a ring this year. All right, nobody got no comments on the all quarter century teams. I don't think I've seen anybody say anything in regards to them. Hold on. See, Shaggy's up here too. Shaggy, you had anything to say about Paige, bro? My bad. I didn't know you was up here. I don't get the sound when people join the stage, bro. I know I started off with the WNBA. I don't know if you had anything to say about it. Okay, bet.
Shout out to Spark. Shout out Kelsey Plum.
Damn, that's it.
They won the game. They fighting for the playoffs. Yes.
We just saw a historic performance last night. Appreciate that.
Appreciate that. I watched the game.
Appreciate that follow. Where the fuck is Carmelo at? All right, so you can speak on wanting somebody to be up here, right? But then who would you replace to get Carmelo on here? That's where the conversation got to start. Because you're not taking nobody off team 1 or 2 for Carmelo. So who you looking at on team 3 for Carmelo? DJ. I feel like it's a slow day in here today. Man, I'm gonna pack out the clock. Nah. That's an argument. I'll say that. I'll hear it. Like, if somebody present that to me, I'll hear it. I'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But I think Kawhi with the rings.
What you mean rings with an S?
He got rings, and he played in both series. It was not somebody that was bench riding. He played in both series.
Okay, when you doing shit like this, he don't got enough prime years at a high level to be on here. Like, I'm not factoring in San Antonio rings, bro. No, hell no. Look at the players on here. Look at their prime years. This guy's on here without no longevity of prime years. Right, it's not his fault. The injuries.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason why I said I would hear it. To be honest, yeah, that's like literally the only reason why I said I would hear it. To be honest, I get it. I'm only looking at Kawhi with that though. For Melo, potentially Melo would have had rings too if he went the Durant way. Well, we can't say the woulda, coulda, shoulda because these are all grown men that chose to do what they want to do with their careers at the end of the day. Melo, if he cared to do that, he should have did that. Instead, I think he read up in New York. That's on him. So, when people thought he was about to leave New York, bro, I think he extended again. Wolves, Spurs, Sixers. All right. That's that for the quarter century teams. It's not even much. It's not even much activity in here today, y'all, for me to even go through Paige. Speaking on Paige briefly, speaking on the quarter century teams, and it's really just the NBA schedule thing. It's not really. I'm not about to dive through schedules, and Book is low key on the third team. Book. Wait, what? Bro, Devin Booker does not belong to be up here. DJ. What do you talk? What do you mean? Is that Devin Booker? Devin Booker has that's my favorite player, by the way. If it's your first time even coming across me and or Fact and Stats the platform, Devin Booker is my favorite player with Luka. Devin Booker does not belong on this quarter century team. If he didn't force his way out of Denver, he had a shot. Denver was not going to win the championship. Denver was not going to win the championship in that West. That was the Spurs and Lakers West, bro. Let's be real. And who did lose in the conference finals? Wasn't it the Lakers? Established. I hope all been well with you, bro. No funny. I hope all been well with you, Ram. I know you probably gonna be back active around when the football season start. That's what some people saying. People really just waiting for the football season to kick off. To be honest, and I wait for the football season to kick off too. Some days, sometimes, but I don't even like. Not that this is a bad thing, but some days, sometimes I just be wanting to like just chill. Like I've been putting in so much work over the last 3 years, and still could do more. By the way, right? But like sometimes I just want to get to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? And be able to talk about action. You know, Luka got a better case than Book. I agree. D Book is that guy. That's my favorite player, bro. But he does not have a case on these third team at all. They made the Western Conference Finals and could have won that series. You keep using the could have word, D Money. Like we can't use the could have word. Like they didn't win the series though. I guess you really got to ask if Prime Melo was in Toronto instead of Kawhi. Hmm. Hmm. That's a good question. I That's a good question. I can't say that because that Toronto team would have been properly built around Prime Melo. From a defensive standpoint, OG Anunoby, Norman Powell, Fred, Kyle Lowry, Siakam, Mark Gasol, Serge Ibaka. But people sleep on how good that Toronto team was. That Toronto team would have been properly built around Carmelo. And all they needed is scoring. Because that team made Kawhi take that leap. Not even leap. But that team made Kawhi show more offense to his game. Like more of his offensive game throughout numerous series. I think that first round he averaged 35 against Orlando. Imagine what Prime Melo would have did. Probably them similar numbers. So I don't know. That's a fair argument or a fair point. I do think Prime Melo probably could have made some noise with that team too. OG was hurt that year. He was out for the season. OG was hurt that year. Okay. Either or. And D-Mac, if you are in here, this doesn't look like it's going to be a long. Yeah. When Shaggy said that, that was my only reason into why I told the first dude that I hear him, right? The first dude was like, Melo over Kawhi. I was like, yeah, if somebody bring that to me, like I'll listen to it because I will understand. And Shaggy said the same thing as far as like the longevity. So I think that's what it'll come down to be honest. 1000%. I definitely think that's what it'll come down to. All right, that's probably it for the quarter century teams, y'all. And as far as D-Mac, one thing by the way, before, because I know this is gonna be a quick one today. Before I proceed, can you explain your take on how? And I'm just trying to understand your point of view. I tapped into your Twitch stream and seen CG sale. But Chan was watching last night. I didn't even have my camera on last night. I'm about to stream today though. I'm gonna stream. I'm probably gonna stream some Madden today. Chan was watching last night. What'd you say, D-Mac?
No, I was turning off the Twitch stream. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Be Young, what's good, gang? I'm probably gonna stream today. I'm watching my guys play 2K right now. But yeah, I just wanted to hear you explain what makes Paige or CC like non-generational talents. I'll say that.
So specifically, I was saying as far as the prospect aspect of it, the way I kind of look at it is, for me personally, either you've got to have incredible high level two-way value for me to look at you as a generational prospect. And this applies to male and female as far as that's concerned. And then I also had to expand the definition specifically when it comes to like generational players, because not everybody falls into that level. But if you are such a historic offensive outlier then you also get the generational tag. Obviously, Steph is the most recent example of that. So when I was looking at it, and I know people didn't like the take at the time, I didn't think CC was generational. I don't think Paige is generational. I don't think that they had that level of defensive, um, what's the word, ability, I should say, to satisfy that definition. I think they're both excellent offensive players. I think that both of them, have different unique ways in which their offensive value incredibly high level. I think that they both had limitations to where I wasn't necessarily going to say that there was a historic offensive output for either for them. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get there for either of them. So I think they're both excellent prospects, obviously worthy of being number one picks in most drafts. But when you're talking about generational prospects, I think that you're talking about the Stewies of the world. I honestly, I didn't even have like Asia as a generational prospect. I think she developed a lot as far as offensive games after she came into the
She
league.
developed crazy.
I thought Maya was. Candace Parker certainly satisfied it too. Like it's a very small group in my
So
opinion.
it's generational to you. You don't see this type of talent come to the, well, not to you because I heard your definition. When you think of generational, you don't think at all like you don't see this type of talent hit the league too often. Like when I think of generational, that's what I think of. Like you're not going to see somebody like CC hit the league too often. Like that's not too many times you're going to see a player like that.
Yeah, it's a rare thing, and I think that I have no issues in saying somebody has a unique skill set. Like for me, Brittany Griner was a unique player when she was out. I don't know if she was necessarily a generational prospect, but she was so unique because of her size, etc. CC's shooting ability is such a unique trait from that standpoint. I certainly would say that it satisfies it. But I think that there is a different level of all-around player that you have to satisfy, for me at least, to give you the generational tag as far as basketball is concerned. But again, that feels like I'm taking a shot at either one of these players, and I'm not, because they're both excellent. And it's not like I expect to see another CCH come along very quickly. It's just I think that you could see similar level prospects from that perspective, more recently than you'll see another Maya or Candace or Stewie from that standpoint.
Okay, I mean, I get your thought process and I get your point and I get your definition. I want to make that very clear. I definitely do understand that, but
you can disagree, by the way. This is my definition of generational, and
Yeah.
I think that generational is a subjective tag for people to place however they so choose or whatever. So I have no issues with agreeing to disagree on how people view it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair. So your main point with it is the two-way aspect. That's pretty much the main thing of it, right? The two-way aspect.
Yeah, that is the entry point to be able to get the generational tag, in my opinion. And it's not like a I'm sorry to cut you off. It's not like a Dominique where like you can see the tools are there and then she can possibly put it. You have to show a level of polish as far as both ends of the floor. It's not like you can just have the potential to be like, you got to show a real level of polish to your game on both ends of the floor for me to feel comfortable with saying that.
Was Zion generational?
No.
Someone asked in the chat
I didn't think his offensive game was well-rounded enough. I didn't think his defensive impact was going to be that level.
Someone asked in the chat, does Luka fit D-Mac definition of generational and more recent than Curry?
Yeah, so the Luka, I think so. Luka and Jokic are interesting from that perspective. I think that it's difficult. I'll say this. Joker, I think he probably fits it because of the Steph Curry outlier aspect of it, because his historic offensive level is so crazy. Like it's tough to get past that, and I can forgive the level of defense because of how unique an offensive player he is and how awesome an offensive player he is.
How you can't say that for CC?
Would you say that? Well, as a prospect or as a because
no, you
Jokic
spoke to. Oh, you said, oh, okay.
Jokic wasn't a generational prospect.
Yeah. But you say you're forgiving the defense. Wait. So Jokic is a generational player to you right now, then, correct?
He wasn't a prospect that well.
Nah, I'm hip, but I'm saying like right now. What were you saying right now? You're saying Jokic is generational. What do you say? Let me hear you one more time. Are you saying Jokic is generational right now? Correct?
Yeah, I think he satisfies it because his offensive level on that side is so historically great, like
Right.
literally all-time level,
Okay. Okay.
that
Okay.
I think it's fair to forgive the defense.
Okay. Fair.
The same
Okay.
way that I do with Steph. Like Steph has his defensive flaws, but like nigga's the best shooter ever. So it's like tough to get away from that.
Okay. Can't deny that. Okay. All right. CC was never looked at as a two-way player in no light. She always been known as an offensive outlier, just like Steph. CC is 1,000% generational talent as a WNBA guard. How you feel about that from Sly?
Yeah, I mean, I just disagree with the offensive outlier aspect to be that level as far as Steph Curry is concerned. I disagree with that. Also, no, because he said generational talent. So the other thing is, some people would be like, "Oh, you're a I should say this to me in basketball, because I want to specify that it's hard for me to be like, "Oh, he's a generational guard. He's a generational forward." Like, no, you just got to be a generational player. Parsing it out like that feels like you're just trying to cheapen the word, in my opinion.
Okay. By the way, can you make some time next Friday to record, brother? Thank you.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
you make some time next Friday? Jay Crummel, what's the word, Jay Crummel? What's the word? Good to see you in here as always. Good to see all y'all in here. More people coming in here now. Just wanted to shout out Paige again for her performance last night. It was amazing to watch. I didn't see the whole entire game, but I did see I did see all the highlights and how she got all her buckets. And I saw the last 2-3 minutes of the third and then the whole entire fourth quarter. And from there on down, it was a game. Her offensive impact was on that level of a generational talent. We have proof of that rookie year.
Yeah, I disagree with that. She wasn't nearly efficient enough. Turned the ball over too much to have that.
No, the offensive impact. He said the impact, not just
Yeah, I
solely
know.
her.
I said it.
But she
I
impacted
said
that whole entire offense, though.
she did impact the entire offense. I don't think that her offensive impact was that historic outlier level. Not with her efficiency and not with her how many times she turned the ball over.
I think he was speaking to like a trajectory standpoint. Like we can sort of kind of see
Well,
what.
look, you can say that trajectory wise, can she develop into that? That's fine. I'll see it happen. But I'm just saying, as of right now, I don't put her at that level. I never saw Kawhi develop into what he ended up developing into. I never saw Jokic developing into what he developed into. So I'm not gonna say like she can't do it. Like, it happens. So if she becomes I'm not gonna say Steph Curry level. Well, if she becomes that level of efficient shooter and she cuts back on the turnovers, then yeah, she could reach that level. I wouldn't say she was at that rookie year.
Okay.
And to be clear, like, you can break records on a consistent basis. No doubt about it. There's a difference as far as being able to be like historic as far as that's concerned, in my personal opinion.
Wait,
And especially
what you
when
trying to
you're
say? What you trying to say?
no, I'm saying this goes for Paige and CC, in my opinion. Like, breaking rookie records is awesome, and being up there with some of the best. But like, this is hey, can you do this over a half decade of playing this level of basketball consistently? I got to put this on you because y'all are talking. I didn't realize I was just gonna start talking chat. But no, I like it. It truly is a year over year thing of being able to prove it for over a half decade stretch for me to be like, yeah, you're a generational player.
Sly, I disagree with that. She led a bottom fitting team into championship contention. What more do you want from her? That's just not true.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
the
we don't.
Fever just weren't a championship contender.
Yeah, we don't
When
have
did
to do
that happen?
that. We don't have to do
Okay.
that, Sly. I disagree. I disagree with that. They never were championship contenders. And I think they even lost to the Sun last year in the playoffs. Respectfully, though, I think they lost to the Sun last year.
Yeah,
who were a good
it
team.
was a hell of a rookie year for her to get that team to the playoffs. I do disagree with the people that act like that team had no talent, because like AB was rookie of the year before. She's a really good player. So I disagree from that standpoint, but yeah, I mean, again, it doesn't mean that you can have an awesome rookie year, as both CC and Paige have put on display.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to set a podcast episode up. I gotta get y'all, everybody, facts and stats, folks. I gotta get back on the podcast side of things, and I'm gonna be shooting for that, using this NFL season to jumpstart that and making that consistency flow over to the NBA season. And then if I get really, really good with college football, then I'm gonna start hitting up the college football guys to come on episodes as well too. So Even college basketball. I really want to dive into everything when it comes to getting back active on the podcast side of things. The show take up so much time. The Fever aren't a championship contender. It wasn't realistic, but people had them as a threat to make a little noise. No, respectfully, Slider, you're not. They were not championship contenders. I mean, are you talking about last year? Or are you talking about this coming into this season?
But it wasn't. If it's not realistic, then aren't you saying that they aren't a championship contender if it's not realistic? Am I crazy, Ev?
No, I'm trying to understand him, but I'm not.
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah,
too.
I'm trying to understand him. So like I was saying, yeah, I will get back active on the podcast side of things real quick. So if I ever reach out to you all for an episode, just feel free to come on. NBA, NFL at the forefront, with eventually hoping diving to being able to speak on these college football games and basketball games pretty well. What else? Had the Paige conversation. Talk about the Century teams real quick. I might be cool on the schedules because it ain't gonna go nowhere right now with this crowd. This show seems like it's a little chill right now, which I'm getting that sense, and that is okay. If I wasn't at work, I'd join and explain, but it's okay. I mean, Sly, you have an argument for some of your things that you're saying. I agree with. Her offensive impact is on that level of generational talent. We have proof of that rookie year. Yeah, I do think she will have a phenomenal offensive impact on any team that she's on, first and foremost. Like, D-Mac response to that was
I agree with that.
The efficiency and things of that nature. I don't want to, like, offensive impact don't speak solely on efficiency of you as a player and turn the ball over. Like, she changed that. You said it does or it doesn't?
No, I'm saying it doesn't.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can have an outsized offensive impact. If you're talking about historic outlier offensive impact, I think that you do have to be a certain level of efficiency, and I think that you can't turn the ball over as much as she did. Which, again, she's a young guard; it's going to happen. So, like, I'm not trying to take a shot. Like, it happens to young guards when they come into pro basketball; they turn the ball over a lot.
So let me ask you this question. Okay, so in Juju's draft, whatever draft that would be, she will be the number one pick. Mm-hmm. Do you think we will see, first and foremost, is she generational?
I don't know yet. I think that she has the potential to be. What I've watched Juju from her freshman year to her sophomore year, she got better on the defensive end. I think she added polish to her offensive game. I think her trajectory was such that if she continued to take those steps on the defensive end, then she could have got to the place where she was a generational prospect. In my opinion, if she probably comes out next year, she won't have had enough time healthy to do so from a defensive aspect to continue to add to her game. If she does take the 2 years that she has left, in my opinion, then I think she has a good shot at being able to add that polish and get to that point. Can I say she is one now? No, but I do think that she has a shot to.
Okay. Now, my next question. Do you think after these three ladies go one in their respective draft, how often or how many more times do you think we will see players come in a future draft and be better than them? Like, for example, 5 years down the line, let's say 10 years from now, it's 2035. How many years between, including 2023, 2024, and let's just assume Juju is the 2027 draft? How many years from 2027 to 2035 you think we will see a player that come out and be better than Caitlin, Paige, or Juju as prospects?
Ooh, well, here's the issue. I think Juju skews this a little bit for me personally, because I do think that Juju has the ability to be better than both of those other guards. So it's like, it's tough for me to be like, if Juju hits where I think it is, then I don't think we're going to see a prospect the level of Juju probably for another decade. But if I'm taking just, let's say Juju's at the level of Team Paige, it'd probably be another, 3 years before we see another prospect come along as far as that level.
Level of who?
Actually, yeah, as far as Juju and Paige, like right now, because right now Strong is 3 years away, I guess technically. Strong, if she continues to develop her game at UConn, she could be as good, if not better, than all three of these players. Like, that is how excessive she is as far as a front court player. But
yeah, she's tough.
Again, I don't want to put that level on her. But if you're telling me can Strong get to the level of the prospect that I see of Paige, CC, and Juju? Yeah, I think that's possible because she's amazing and she's a freshman.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to trying to understand your thought process because but you know how hard that would be to see a player come out of college and be better than CC. You know how hard that would be to see a player come out of college and be better than Juju. You know how hard that would be to see a player come out of college and be better than Paige. Like, and me personally, I think CC came out better than Paige. What do you think?
Well, we had this conversation. I thought that they were basically the same level of prospect. I had a preference for Paige because I'm a little bit more of the all-around game for a guard, but I think they were basically the same level. Like if I was grading to a scale, I would say that they are A-level prospects and like generationals, like
Okay.
A plus, which feels, like
Caitlin's senior season going into the WNBA, Paige this past season winning the championship and going to WNBA. Who do you think will get picked at one more often than not? Y'all answer in the chat too. If Paige and CC was in the same draft class, let's say they both were in the 2025 draft class, who would go one?
Here's the issue. This is where, because this conversation gets skewed. If you're saying you're putting both of those players into the draft, who goes number one? It's CC. CC goes number one because she is objectively more valuable to a franchise than Paige because of everything that happens, what CC is and represents to the women's game. If you're telling me based on the evaluation, personally, I would take Paige more often, but that's just me. I think that it would probably, whoever the evaluators are, I could see it going either way, truthfully.
Where do you put them all? Okay, I'm gonna hold up on Juju because we gotta still wait and see what she's gonna be, and she still be a special.
Yeah, player. Like I've talked incredibly highly of Juju. I think that she has an incredible ceiling. Like I said, I do think that she can get to that generational level, but it's just unfortunately the injury kind of throws a monkey wrench into seeing some of these things happen. And honestly, it threw a monkey wrench into Paige because where Paige's trajectory was before she missed 2 years was like, hey, maybe she continues to add to her defensive game to that level, and then she gets there. But I think that some of her injuries kind of sapped her ability to really develop on that defensive end from that standpoint to get there. So it's just unfortunately injuries can get in the way of those things.
Agree. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
asking.
I got a question.
Go ahead, gang. You good?
Oh, it is.
Oh, so I'm guessing the topic is generation. But I keep any name or any angle if is asking your first answer is defense. Like I keep hearing defense. So and you're saying the defensive aspect is to why they're not generational players. Okay, fair. That's your viewpoint. I'm not gonna argue it. But my question to you is if these two players were never defensive players or players that go on the floor and just constantly getting defensive stops, then why is so much why is you hanging the defensive side on them so much if they were never those type of players?
The very simple answer is of how I view basketball, because I think that basketball is a two-way sport, and being able to
Correct.
have both aspects of making an impact on both ends is more valuable to me. Um, and so that's just the way I view the sport. And again, subjective, certainly just my viewpoint, not saying that has to be forced upon anybody else. But inherently, the ability to make a high level impact on both sides, um, compared to being better on a little bit better on offense and then significantly worse on defense it's more valuable to me. Um, and again, this is the generational tag. I'm not again. I think that they're both excellent prospects. I think they're both elite prospects, but they're just a different level for me that I put generational at.
Okay. So, question: Juju plays better defense than both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she also scores the ball at a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she not generational?
Because she needs to get better on defense before I can say that she is at the level that would satisfy it. I also think that there are some small aspects of polish on the offensive side that she can continue to add, a little bit better with the playmaking standpoint. Some of that is she hasn't had the best of talent to complement her at USC. I think they've done a good job at maybe fixing that, and we'll see. Hopefully she gets 2 years to kind of to play with those people. But I think that there are some aspects of that she can kind of add as far as a polished perspective. But certainly it's really just continue to add to the defense. And again, I said to have like the steps I saw her take from a freshman to sophomore year to get better on that aspect, I think put her on a trajectory to get there. It's just the monkey wrench of the injury.
Okay, so would you say Juju's a generational prospect?
Not as of today,
Okay,
but I think she can get there for sure.
okay.
But this is also why I've talked about it. Like I feel like Juju needs to stay in school for 2 more years. To give herself the runway to fully come back from that injury, not risk going into the W off of a short season, plus the immediate turnaround from that standpoint. That to me is just I wouldn't want to put her in that position. And then I think it's also going to be best for her development.
Okay, another question. So those three, because me personally, those are the best three that I've done seen in a long time since the Maya Moore days and all that type shit. So can a guard be generational for you coming out like coming into the WNBA?
Yeah, I thought Maya was.
Yeah, that's why I preference Maya. So since Maya, do okay, so what made Maya more generational to you? I'm guessing the defensive side of the ball, right? That goes
Yeah,
and
because I
plays
mean, when
to
when
her
she got
offense.
to yeah, when she got to UConn, I mean, she was already a solid defender, and I think she started out better on that end. Than I would say even better than Juju probably was. But that's the Gino thing. Like Gino was saying, "Hey, I know who I'm going to go out there and recruit, and I'm going to make sure I emphasize being able to play on that side of the ball as well." And I think that she continued to get better as far as that was concerned. So like she came in as a good defender by W standards, and I think that that puts you at the level of prospect that I need you to be at. Whereas Paige and Cece are more so concerns on that end, and where teams can kind of attack. But again, that just happens, and they'll continue to get better. But yeah, I think Maya was that level. And to
Hey,
your point, Tez, like it's a lot easier by my definition specifically to be the forward or front court player that can satisfy that rather than or wing from that aspect than a guard.
so you saying because Maya Moore was the better defender out of the three. Okay, so was Maya okay? So I'm trying to grade the because you saying defense, so I want to stay there to see what's the tag. But okay, but was Maya going out there guarding the best player on opposing teams? Like I'm not saying that to try to like argue your point because it is your opinion, which I'm not trying to argue your opinion. I'm just trying to get a better understanding. But
Mhm.
I'm trying to grade or see the level of defensive that you keep referencing. So
Yeah,
was Maya going out there guarding the best player on the opposing teams
I think
and
she was.
and coming back on the offensive end and giving you 20 plus a night? Like, was that who she was?
I think when you talk about her junior and senior years, she was going out there and guarding. Again, the offensive player. Like they were seeing some other teams that did not necessarily have their best player be a
Yeah,
guard.
yeah, yeah. I know they team was crazy. So it's
Yeah,
kind of skewed a little different in that little era because it was like they was just they was just dominating shit. So it's kind of hard
right.
to really
Yeah,
skew it. But that's what I'm trying to see the level that you're trying to what I'm saying, the level that you're trying to get to when you keep mentioning the defense side of the ball. Like I'm trying to, but it's hard for Maya Moore because that yeah, like
yeah.
that shit was crazy. So it's like you can't really scale that too much to me. But okay,
Yeah, it's difficult too. But no, I completely understand where your questions are coming from. But I do think that Maya did reach that level as far as the defense was, specifically her last 2 years at UConn.
okay, for sure. You muted, bro. Oh no, I think he's talking to somebody.
Nah, I know
Yeah, I
I
think
was
he might.
muted. I know I was muted. I was talking to my member while y'all was having that convo. But yeah, nah, Tiz, you asking some of the same.
Stay focused, bro.
You asking some of the same questions that I was asking. To be honest, that's the only reason why I said something to them real quick. But yeah, you asking some of the same questions I was asking because I was trying to pick his brain and see where his mind is at with some of these things. You know, like I agree with some of the things that Sly was saying in the chat, and I disagree with some of the few things that Sly said in the chat. But I agree with his
What
overall
did
thought.
Sly say?
Um, her offensive impact is on that level of a generational talent. We have proof of that rookie year. CC was never looked at as a two-way player in no light. She always been known as an offensive outlier, just like Steph. CC is 1,000% a generational talent as a WNBA guard. Like those two things, I can sort of kind of agree, not fully, but I agree with, and I get where his line of thinking. And then I just disagree with the saying that the championship contender bull crap for the Fever. Like I didn't agree with that at all.
When last year?
I don't know if he talking about. He said both, so yeah, because he said both. His words was both.
Nah, I think hell nah. Last year,
Oh, and
fuck
then he
no.
also said, yeah, he said last year she led a bottom feeding team into championship contention. What more do you want from her? I just genuinely disagree with that. Like the Fever were never in no
Nah,
championship.
she led a bottom team to the playoffs. That we could like, you know what I'm saying? With
But
and I don't want to just
y'all know I had this convo with y'all in the chat before. I don't agree with y'all on that because I think she came into a team that had talented players and Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston and more, right? And then obviously CC was just like the perfect fit, you know, and her offensive game
but
and her mind.
how and okay, cool. Like you said, we had this conversation a lot, but in any sport, this is why I don't agree with it. Like I'm not saying Aaliyah Boston not talented, Kelsey Mitchell not talented. Cool, those are two players on a team, a 10 roster team. Them are you're naming me two players. Cool, I get it. But in any sport, how can you just come back to me and say in any sport that a team that previously just had the number one pick? So we all know in any sport, if you have unless it's a trade, but in any sport, if you have the number one pick in any sport in any draft, you are technically the worst team in the league. So how much talent can you keep saying that this team had when they're coming off a number one pick? I I don't understand it. Now,
Um,
did she come into the league with a couple to a team that had a couple talented players? Cool. I'm not disputing that point. I'm not pushing the number one pick. You feel what I'm saying? So they were clearly bad when Aaliyah Boston got there as well because they also had the number one pick. Then they come back. Leah Boston is talented, right? Then they come back off her rookie season. Yes, she won Rookie of the Year. I'm not, like I said, I'm not disputing that point. But they also came back the very next year off the number one pick of Leah Boston and come back with the number one pick. So how much talent can you just keep saying that this team had if they had back-to-back number one picks? They were technically the worst team in the league 2 years in a row.
Well, it's just a small pushback.
well,
They were not the worst team in the year. They were not the worst team in the league when they
yeah,
drafted CC. The
that's
WNBA
the
got
thing.
the WNBA got the 2 year thing. So when
Mhm.
they drafted Aaliyah, they went 5-31. They were undoubtedly the worst team in the league. I'm looking at it right now. They were the worst team in the league. But when they got CC, they weren't the worst team in the league. They were just one
Yeah,
of
You
the
said
the,
they
bottom
won.
teams.
the
You said they
storm
weren't,
just
or they were. I couldn't hear you.
they,
They
they
weren't,
were
or they
not.
were.
They
So
weren't.
the way the
Okay,
WNBA
they
does the
weren't.
lottery is that the team with the 2 years running has the worst record, and so their 5-31 year made them the number one pick. But the Storm and Mercury
Who?
both
That
had
was CC year.
Yeah.
no. That was
Oh,
that the 5-31 was right before they
Aaliyah.
picked AB.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
So,
Okay.
and so in 2023, right before they, should I say, 2023, when they had AB, and then right before they picked CC, they were 13-27. The Storm and Mercury were both worst teams as far as that aspect of it. So I think that is one piece that kind of skews it.
Yeah, that
And
definitely skews it.
I agree with you. I don't like. I don't think that they were a good team by any means.
Right.
I think that it's easier to make it to the playoffs in the W than it is in other leagues by the nature of the sport. And I think also like the fact that they have that 2 year thing also kind of skews it because they weren't the worst team; they were the third worst team technically.
So Tez, this is what I said to D-Mac. And I appreciate. And by the way, yeah, I appreciate. Oh, what's up?
Real quick before you say
Oh, go
that,
ahead.
I also want to say though, Tez, to your point, like CC and her offensive impact absolutely changed the face of that team and able to get them to the playoffs. So I'm not trying to take that away from her. Like I'm acknowledging that. I just think that some of
Yeah.
it is lost in the talk about giving credit to what AB already was. The fact that they were better than the year before that they had taken AB, in which they only had 5 points.
Okay. Now, Ted, I want to ask you this question. And by the way, I appreciate y'all fellas for rocking on the stage and having this convo. And I appreciate y'all in the chat. Y'all, I really don't mind if it's 10 people in here, 15 people in here, 20 people in here. I think right now we got a low number. I don't know what it is right now. But either way, I appreciate the usuals, right? The one like the Justin Crummels, the Josh, the Two Turns, the Chans, the Aries, the Slides, the usual people that's in here no matter what, right? I can't name everybody. Justin Achilles, Established, whoever, right? Black Hodge, I see Amadou in here. Let me shout out. Let me give y'all a shout out real quick. Amadou in here. FTV squad in here. The Gifted in here. The Real Dylan Brooks is in here. Just Kid is in here. D Money's in here. TJ's in here. Like Heaven Sent Pop. The Heaven Sent's in here. You know, I appreciate the usuals, right? Because I rock no matter what. No matter what day it is. This is the off season. We are now finally through another off season. Where we're going to be having college football, NFL for the next shit all the way till February. Right? As soon as this weekend. We have football all the way until February, as soon as this weekend. So we got some action to talk about. We got baseball playoffs coming up soon. I'm gonna hit the baseball folks for that as well. I'm gonna connect with Z Farm. And I appreciate you, Slide. No questions. I appreciate you, my brother. And yeah, October we got basketball. Well, pretty much we got basketball all the way until freaking June. Because the WNBA playoffs start in September. And then when that ends, that's going to take us to the NBA. So everything works itself out. So y'all, thank y'all so much. But Ted, what I was saying was
We appreciate you too, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like I told you, you know what I'm saying? Give you little flowers, you know what I'm saying? They gonna say you glazer, bro. But nah, I told you at the cookout, bro. You know what I mean? You on a run.
I don't even remember
You know,
that game.
and you know, I fully support anything that you do, whether if I
That's
like
real,
it or
bro.
not. You know what I mean? So
That's
you know
real,
what I'm saying?
bro.
Keep going. You wanna look what 4 years?
I think next year April make 4 years. Yeah,
So
next
three.
year
So we're
April
gonna go
make 4
three. We're
years.
gonna what is it? August.
Three and
We're
a
gonna
half
say
years,
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
3.5. So yeah, bro. You know what I mean? You doing your thing, bro. Just keep doing it, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Shit gonna pop one day.
I
You gotta
appreciate
trust the
that, bro.
process.
For sure. And do more. You gotta trust the process and do more and pray. Do not forget to pray. Shaggy wanted me to share this verse of the day with y'all. Hold on. How did I forget? I seen this today, my verse of the day, y'all. Not how did I forget. Always be joyful. Never stop praying. Be thankful in all circumstances. For this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus. Again, always be joyful. Bro, don't ever be down, bro. Don't ever be down. I can't remember what it is. It's Matthew chapter 6. I can't remember. But it pretty much it will say like never worry about tomorrow. Like tomorrow will take care of itself, to be honest. So basically live without worrying. Like it's never anything to worry about. And then that sort of kind of ties into this verse of the day today where it say always be joyful. It's never no reason to be upset in life. It's never no reason to feel down in life. It's never no reason to panic. Get discouraged. Lose your motivation. Think negative. It's never no reason to do that, bro. Always be joyful. Always. Never stop praying. Praying matters. Always. I pray every morning and night. And before I eat breakfast and dinner. So I pray when I wake up. I pray before I eat. I pray at night before I go to bed. And I pray over dinner. I pray 4 times probably on every day. 4 times at least. Yes, I already got it. So I said 35, but it's 34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Facts. So instead of 35, it's 34. Matthew was great, by the way. If anybody ever read Matthew, Matthew is phenomenal. I read the whole entire Matthew. But yeah, Ted, when you think of generational, what do you when you think of a generational prospect? Like how do you describe somebody that's generational?
Generational prospect is a little different. Are we sticking to the W? Are you asking me a W question
Yeah,
or
this
just
is
a
W
general
related
question?
because like I said when I think of generational, I think of basically you're not gonna see too many like them come behind them. Like nigga, like this is like a 1-of-1 type of thing. Like you're not gonna see too many Caitlin Clarks. Basically, I'm gonna just say her name. You're not gonna see too many Caitlin Clarks. Like that's a generational prospect to me because you're not gonna see too many of her. You know what I'm saying?
Can I take your question to the college men's sport aspect? Because I'm not too. I wasn't too tapped in I watched the Maya Morris, right? But I wasn't too super locked in to how I am now. So it's kind of like, if you get what I'm trying to say, like it's I can't really ask for a W question. I can answer it for a in general question though.
Did you feel like Zion was generational?
1,000%.
See, he said he felt like he didn't think Zion was generational because of his offensive limitations and then also his defensive impact not probably never fully being there. Which I understand though. I understand like how I understand D-Mac line of thinking. Let me put it like that. But therefore that means D-Mac probably don't think. Let's think of some of the generational prospects that hit the NBA. Well, matter
I don't
of
think
fact,
Coop's a generational project.
you don't think Coop generational?
No.
I
don't think it's
who
offensive
are some generational prospects that hit the NBA to you?
Wemby.
Anybody else?
Since let's see.
How you feel about Anthony Davis as a prospect?
Yeah, because I think his offensive defensive impact was that low.
I'm trying to think of some names. We don't really have too many.
It hasn't been many.
Yeah,
it hasn't been many. But I told you during the year. I thought Cooper Flag was, he went to
does
Duke,
not have it set for the record.
Yeah, but I thought Cooper Flag was one of the best players that I've seen come into college basketball in a lot of years. But I don't think he was generational. What I will say about Zion is Zion had a jumper problem, but Zion to the rim and in the paint, like it was miles ahead of him not having a jumper. You know what I mean? In his leaping ability, you ain't never seen a nigga that big jump that high. The highlight reels, the how he even go about the game, the defensive, he was good on the defensive end as well. So I think Zion fits generational. And to your point, Ev, where I do agree with you as well too. That's kind of my line of thinking as well. It's generation some shit, bro. Like we ain't seen this type shit before. Like that's generational to me. I do think Anthony Davis as well fits that mold. I think Zion fits that mold. Of course, we ain't gotta say LeBron, but of course LeBron type niggas, like them type of niggas are generational prospects. When you evaluating
we said Wemby.
Yeah, of course Wemby. Yeah, of course Wemby. But that's how I look at generational as a prospect coming in to the NBA or women's.
But does that necessarily
I don't have
matter
any issue
in the conversation? Oh, I'm so sorry. Does that necessarily matter in the overall conversation just because they were generational prospect sets up expectations, but like, does that really matter in the overall conversation if someone is generational? I guess I'm trying to figure out.
No, I think generational prospect and if somebody is generation is two different things. If you ask me who a generational prospect is, Zion is a generational prospect. I don't know why this is a thing. Like he was big as shit, fast as shit, athletic as shit. Like I don't like his build was crazy. I think that he's a generational prospect.
I don't know. I still think that he had issues on defense and he didn't have polish on his offensive game.
Yeah, but you don't have to be perfect to be a generational prospect. Bron had.
I'm not saying you got to be perfect either, but and you still can have flaws. But I don't think that his level on both sides raised to that level for me. We're not evaluating him as a prospect. But again, I am somebody that is a hot take that I had at the time. I was somebody that I would take Ja over Zion too. I just didn't view Zion like everybody else did personally.
Which is crazy because Zion ain't no defense Like,
No, but I didn't think Zion was
people
generational.
were thinking that the ceiling for Zion as a defender would be higher than Zion just based upon how big he is and his athleticism.
Oh, it absolutely is. But I wasn't saying Ja was
because
generational though.
they thought like they thought like he would be able to play pretty good defense, and offensively nobody would be stopping because he's too big, strong, and fast.
Yeah,
which
I thought
to
that
me
he
it
was
a
going to
generational
be able to be a
prospect. I
solid
think
defender.
it
I didn't see
played out that way.
the offensive dominance to that level personally. I thought that he was somewhat of a limited playmaker. I thought that he could certainly be a beast inside, not taking that away
Ha-
from him. I never really believed in his jumper development though.
Having said, what's a generational prospect to you?
I think it entails a lot of different things. Like, I think you could base it upon like somebody's physical build, right? Like, to me, like, it's not like Zion's quote unquote skill set that made him generational. I think it was like his build, right? And his what he would be able to do with said builds. And then you can also look at generational prospects as maybe just overall skill set, like if they're just crazy skill set, right? So I don't like, it ranges to me. But I think it's to be more general, I guess it's based upon like how what you see them do, like how you project it to translate once they get to the league, I guess, right? So it's projections, based on projections, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's why I asked you that question, because I knew that was your line of thinking, how you originally said the words. You know what I'm saying? And so, D-Mac, how do you feel about that? Because she basically saying she would give Zion a generational tag because basically of his makeup and what he did with his makeup, right, where he dominated. And you're pushing back because you feel like he had limitations, and also the defensive impact wasn't there. So how do you feel about one, if they think of the generational word how she described it, with it being either a makeup thing, or build thing, or a skill thing?
I'll
But
say this. I will again reiterate, like, it's a subjective thing. So I could disagree.
Yeah.
You have people have their definitions. I really don't have any issue from that perspective. I do think that it should be a high bar to clear, no matter what your definition is. For me personally, the thing I would say, as far as, because I'm glad you actually brought up this name, the comparison of what I saw from Anthony Davis at Kentucky and what I saw from Zion at Duke. Anthony Davis at Kentucky did not have the offensive dominance of Zion at Duke, but I thought his game translated better to the NBA because of the guard skills you can clearly see that he had before he developed, obviously, the incredible size that he had. I thought that he showed a good level of shooting touch that I felt, confident that he can continue to expand his game once he got to the NBA.
That's a great point, bro. Because a lot of people forget
The growth
that
spurt.
he wasn't a fucking big man. So
Yeah. So and then on the defensive end, I thought that he was a far better defender than Zion was personally when he was in college. So that's where the difference was for me and again, this is not me looking at how dominant they are specifically to the college game. It is about, hey, what is this prospect and how do I think that they're going to translate to the next level as far as that aspect is. And I thought Anthony Davis, what his two-way impact was going to be when he continued to grow, was that generational prospect level.
Okay, it's a good convo. How do you feel about it, Ari? Mari, what's up, gang?
about the prospect
What up, my
conversation,
boy?
Generational thing too. Like, what is the generational prospect to you?
generational prospect, it's pretty similar to. Oh, Barry, can you? I can't hear. I was about to say I can't hear myself. Um, Very similar, I would say, to like Heaven Sent. Like, I think even more so in college, like the type of physical, like your physical attributes have a lot to do with you being generational. Like if you're super tall, or if you're super big, or if we're on the women's side, like, yeah, super tall, if you're super short and you can do certain things, or you play a certain type of way. I think in college, your physical build, which is why I agree with her in the sense, and I think you and Ted's, that like Zion, because of his physical whatever, is a generational prospect. That made him a generational prospect when you look at what he was physically and then add on, his other skills. So I'm pretty much in line with that on the men's side. I do think it's a little bit different um on the women's side. And I think that ultimately just has to do with like where the state of the game is in each league. Like I think for what Zion was bringing and what the league was, like, yeah, he was fucking different.
Yeah.
Opposed to where like in the W or in women's sports, it's going to just take more for you. It's going to take more from you to be like, a 5'6", 5'8", 5'7" guard, right? That can shoot really well. Like you're going to need to do more than that to really get yourself like Caitlin, or Sabrina, who I don't know necessarily if I would call Sabrina a generational prospect coming out of college. I don't know. I have to think about that for like 2 more seconds, but it's just like what the game demands, because if you look around the league, you had a lot of guards. Well, now you have a lot more guards in the W that can shoot really well, that can make the logo three. And I definitely think we will see, even coming on like next 5, 6, 5, 10 years, you're going to see a lot more guards that play the game like CC. And I think we've said that before. So that would kind of alter what you would consider generational, because if everybody's doing is it if everybody's doing it, then are you generational? You have to do something that sets you apart. Same thing with the bigs, in college. It's about, what else you bring in addition to, and then contrasting that on like what the state of the sport or the league that you're going into, or like hoping to go into, where they are, because like if a lot of niggas was already shooting like Steph, or like somewhere close to what Steph was doing, and Steph came in, and did a little bit better, but it wasn't the big like jump that we saw in like his efficiency shooting, the way that he shoot, where he shot from, his shot selection, his accuracy. I mean, yeah, his shooting percentage, all of that shit from where he shot from. If it wasn't all of that, like, would Steph still be generational? No. It's one of the reasons why Steph is considered a generational player is because at the point of where the league was at that time, that nigga did something fucking different, you know? So that's just kind of where I land at it with like the generational prospect stuff. Now, to be a generational player, that's different for me. Like, it's not just you have to do something different that we've never seen before, because I feel like you can only dribble, shoot, defend, rebound, and pass so many ways. Like the game is not going to reinvent itself. I mean, like it will in aspects, but like there's always going to be parts of people's game, I think, especially now, that you can find in previous players or other players. For me now, what separates a generational player in a league is the way that you do it and how you add on to it. To me, that's what makes you. That's how you can get to be something different. Or you're like Wimby, who's just fucking different. You're gonna have those guys that are like Wimby, that are like Braun, who are just fucking different. You know. But I think more players, most of the conversation right now, removing those kind of like just freaks of nature, out of the question. If you're looking at, players that you think could be generational, who could be generational, I'm looking at, not only do you do what you do well, but you do it differently than other people. You do that different part well, and the impact that then has at the overall, like at the way that the game is played. Like Steph made niggas guard different, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So to me, that's what
Is CC was
goes
CC a
into it.
generational? And I heard a lot of what you said, and I agree with some of the things you said as well. Just question,
Yeah.
because I heard one thing that you said, and I just want to see where your mind is with this. Was CC a
Mhm.
generational prospect coming to WNBA to you?
Prospect, yeah. Her shooting was just so different.
You know what? I hear y'all, you and D Mac, y'all keep looking at the shooting. Like I don't even think we're gonna see a floor general like
And
her. Like, cause
I was about to say that, not
yeah,
even just the shooting.
Yeah, no,
I
her
think
playmaking is
she's
awesome
her
too.
yeah, like
playmaking. Yeah, I was about to say her
Yeah,
playmaking,
because a lot of people
very
can
yeah,
good.
shoot and
yeah,
score.
because you
Like,
said the half court. We're gonna see more people shoot from half court. That make you generational. But we're not gonna see niggas shoot from half court that also control the game like CC from a playmaking
No,
standpoint.
yeah,
Well, but here's the thing.
that's why I
But
say
I've
it's
told you this
more.
before when we had these conversations. Like I've seen Sabrina shoot from long distances, so that's not something
Yeah,
that like I just haven't seen before. She takes more volume. CC obviously does, but I'm just saying. So, but her playmaking also is a big piece of why she was such
Yes,
a
why
great
she was.
prospect, and it
Yeah,
does get
I agree.
lost as far as that's
yes,
concerned.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
agree. Like her passing has gotten better, you know. But like, not even just her passing. Let me back up from that. But just like her playmaking as a whole, I definitely agree. So my bad for just I focus on her shooting a lot because the girl's a damn fucking good shooter. She's a really fucking good scorer. You know? I mean, I wish coming out of college she didn't score across all three levels as much as I would have probably liked her to, but the way that she scored, and like, so I'm a type of person that I look at like efficiency and impact. Cause like you can be, I don't want to call nobody out. You can be a girl that takes hella threes, right?
Rika.
That can take them from, that can take
I know exactly where you go.
and take them shits from deep. And you get them shits up there, and you can make some, you miss all, but you miss a lot more. That thing is why I would never consider Rike a generational shooter because she's not fucking efficient. So it's not just that CC is a good scorer, is a good shooter from deep. It's how efficient she was with it. That for me, I'm like, that shit not normal. That shit is not something that we've seen often. So like, yeah, you can have people that can shoot from logo and shoot from three and shoot from deep and shit like that. But were they matching her efficiency coming out of college? Were we seeing that coming out of college from the girlies?
Yeah.
No. So my bad, I got a phone call. But I think that's what we'll see more.
Okay. Barry, what you got to say? What is the generational player to you, Barry, or prospect? Just to hear your 1-2 on it. Yo, Barry, you there?
If Barry doesn't jump in, the other thing I will say is like,
I had a question. Go
What's
ahead.
that?
yeah,
You
go
want-
ahead, Everson.
Huh?
He said, "Go ahead."
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, because do you think like prospect is what you think they will be as soon as they come into the league, or basically what their what their ceiling is? Because that's another thing
Now,
for me to take into
yeah, sorry.
consideration is like what their ceiling is because of their skill sets or their physical builds or whatever. Like their ceiling is this, and that's what makes them like so generational. Because look how far they could be.
That's a good question.
I think that's a great question. But for me,
Great question.
when I think, okay, when you say prospect, ceiling is involved, but I think a big another part of it too is what they are at that current moment.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And-
Like, go
Oh,
ahead,
you
go
good?
ahead, bro.
Oh, and I'm gonna do a small piggy off him. Yeah, I think if I give you the generational prospect tag, that means like that's the ceiling or the level of player that I expect you to show at the next level, right? Like anybody that's been viewed as a generational prospect, they showed that at the next level. Like anybody that got that tag, for the most part, they showed that at the next level. So that's what I think. You got to show some similarities at the next level. Not so you got to show the exact same stats because it's different from your statistical stats in college
Yeah,
to
of course,
the NBA.
of course.
But yeah, you got to show some of the similarities at the next level.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think that there has to be always like there is going to be some level of adjustment period that is from where you come from college and into the pro league that you're trying to get to. I think that you can have a reasonable level of projection as far as that's concerned as what you showed. It's just for me, it's what you're showing as a prospect and how consistently you're doing it relative to the rest
Yeah.
of your competition,
Yeah.
and saying, hey, do I think that this is going to be translatable as far as what you can do at the next level?
Facts.
And that's I think that that's a big piece of it. But no, ready-made day one to show that level of impact, that's an unreasonable expectation for any prospect because none of these guys are perfect unless you're LeBron.
Yeah, which I agree because I do think your projection of what their ceiling would be, you have to take into consideration what they currently are now.
Yeah.
Like, or else you won't be able to give a good projection. So I think that kind of that includes it anyways. But I just wonder because like I don't know if some people when they think of prospects and like if they're generational, they look at their ceiling because to me that should be part of the thinking. That's why I was asking.
I like I said, I definitely think it is part of the thing because even if we go to Zion, his ceiling was crazy, but it was also about what he was at the current time. At the current time, when people started watching him at that current time, at current time, niggas was watching him like, oh shit. It was all the oh shit moments or oh wow moments, and to your point as well, what they thought what was going to translate or be in his future plan as his game and things like that got better, going into college or going into the NBA. So like I said, I do think, to your point, I do think it is a ceiling thing. But when niggas label niggas generational prospects, it's also about what they're looking at current day as well.
Mm-hmm. And then slide to you in the chat. Generational prospect and generational player are two different things. That's why D-Mac said, Jokic. Jokic is now a generational player. Curry is now a generational player. You can grow into being a generational player in comparison to being a generational prospect, or how you view coming to the league.
To what Taness asked, I guess because I separated it into like three categories. You have like a generational player, which is what you are once you're in whatever professional league you're supposed to be in. You have a generational prospect, which for me, I look at what you did in college and where you are as a prospect. And then I think, to me, when I talk about ceilings, I look at your talent. So like, to me, if I'm looking at a player's ceiling, then I'm going to say I would more so take in the fact that, are they a generational talent opposed to, or have like a generational skill set, opposed to necessarily just being like, oh, you're a generational prospect, let me base my ceiling off of that. Just because I feel like for me ends up cutting cleaner that way. And typically people that are generational talents are generational prospects, but to me, I feel like that prospecting is what you're looking at. I feel like the whole point of being a prospect is like what you could be, but mainly based on like what you are and people projecting off of what you could be. And that ultimately ends up just coming back based off of like what they feel like your talent is. So.
Do you think Kyrie was a generational prospect? Because I think skill-wise, like, that shit fucking like, his skill is insane.
There's nobody that I love Kyrie more, but no.
No, yeah, I was about to say, I
Generation
don't remember him being a generational prospect, which is why I also separate the two.
Yeah.
Well, we said, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Because I was gonna say, like, his skill set, you can argue, it's fucking insane. Like, it's generation.
Right.
Like, his skill set is generational. But he's not no generational prospect nor like whatever, right? Because I do think that comes into the point of your physical build. Like, your talent can only take you so far. Like, especially when you get to the league, like, your physical build always kind of has to kind of take you the other way, the distance to get you in that kind of area. But yeah, that's it.
So question, because we're saying prospect, generational prospect, and we're saying college. You don't think? Do y'all think that you can kind of get a feel of a generational prospect
Appreciate
coming out
that,
of
Drew.
high school?
Yeah, because that's what Paige.
Shout out to Drew, man.
Okay.
Shout
Now,
out to
because
Drew.
when we talking about it, we saying college, but you get a feel, of it before they even hit college. To me personally, so like,
Yeah.
Kyrie. No, I don't think Kyrie was a generational prospect, but I think his talent was some shit that we wasn't really seeing, and that was even coming into Duke, and then we know how that turned out, and he only played a couple games, and then we really seen it pop once he got to the NBA. So I don't for Kyrie, I don't think Kyrie was a generational prospect, but I do think his talent and his skill set was kind of different than a lot of niggas that we seen even through his class or even the years coming from before him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I brought that up because before I kind of split like talent, and now I'm thinking about it, I was like, no, I think it's mostly a lot of it is physical build. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you can get off generational prospect just based off of your physical build. You can't get off generational prospect just based off of strictly talent. Like, it has to be talent built with physical build. That's what I'm thinking about for the NBA, because I was just here thinking about it. It was like, because AD was his physical build because he's big as shit and he can do guard shit. So it was a skill set with his physical build. Zion, it was like physical builds. Like, even though like
We knew
Sorry,
Steph was an outlier shooter when he was at Davidson, but we just
it's
we didn't know how it was
physical
going to
He
build.
translate
didn't
to
Is
the
have
what
the
it
build
is.
build. He
wasn't
was
going to be
small
there.
as hell.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say that to what Sly just put in the chat. Sly just said Jimmy Fredette was a generational prospect in college. I tremendously disagree. Like
Tremendously.
I didn't view Jimmy Fredette as some
He's an
generation.
outlier shooter, but
Yeah,
we knew he had physical limitations.
I'm sorry, I did not believe he was no
And
generation.
Steph got better at the playmaking aspect of it. His length allowed him
1,000%.
to be competent on defense too. Like those are all things
And also
that
him
go
getting
into it.
stronger. People got to remember that, bro. Steph changed his
Yeah,
body. Like Steph was
absolutely,
Steph was Trey
absolutely.
Young right now. Imagine if Trey Young put on the weight that Steph did. Like Steph used to look like Trey Young, a little ass boy in a 6'3" body. Like
Mhm.
Steph was skinny.
Which is like I think goes to Nessa's kind of point that she was bringing up about Kyrie. Like his build just wasn't coming out of college. He wasn't like people was like, oh, he can shoot well, got a really nice skill set. Yep, yep, yep. But like small. So like I actually that's why I said I feel like your physical attributes have a lot more to do with how people view you coming out of college. Because like it's kind of taken away. Like I don't think anybody said that Zach Edey was just generational. But I think that definitely skews the way that his size skewed the way that people viewed him. I mean, like he was good at Purdue. Don't get me wrong. He was good at Purdue. But if you just take the size out of it and you look at his skill set and you look at his talent level, like, he was okay. But it was that plus the size, in my
You
opinion,
say
that I think,
size. You say size.
Sly,
You're saying size
look at
matters.
how he used to look. Sly, like
yes, size matters.
look how he used to look. Sly, like come on, bro. Steph used to be
But
skinny as hell.
that's why I want to like. I think Heaven Sense said a good name, like, and even D Mac noticed, bro. Bro. Kyrie wasn't a generational prospect, but that nigga was one of one coming out of fucking
High
high
school.
school, bro.
Yeah,
Like he was one of one. Like you can't, you ain't gonna see too many niggas, bro. Until from then to now, D Mac, where you can be this cold in high school, go to one of the top programs in the country, play not even 10 games and still go one. Like you don't see shit like that, bro. Like Kyrie was 101. Like I ain't he was a different type of nigga. But that
From the
goes back
first
to
time
my
I seen that nigga in Roosevelt Middle School, bro, gym, bro. I always thought that nigga was one of one. I ain't never seen nobody shoot
yeah,
his shit with
like
a
bro,
ball
that's
like he
what
could do.
and that's why I said too to my point, like with this topic, you kind of like you get I don't think it's just college to me. Like I don't like of course you see it more in college because now you're on a TV, so we get to watch you more. You get what I'm saying? But you get that feel like design, like to my point with Zion and the ADs and all that type shit. You get the feel out of high school, bro. I don't think you get that feel out of just because a nigga played a college season and now there's more eyes on him. So now the whole world is now finally watching. If that makes sense, you got the Zion feel coming into Duke. You feel what I'm saying? The niggas who think Cooper Flag is generational, I personally don't. But you don't the people who just now really start to watch him at Duke, now you're starting to get these type of combos. But if you remember, I know you remember D-Mac as well, and Ev, who was, who a little bit more tapped in, niggas was getting that feel from Cooper in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A nigga like Cade Cunningham, he's not a generational prospect, but nigga, he was in crazy combos coming out of Montverde, 6'7", 6'8" point guard. You know what I mean? And the way that he can play, the way that he moves with his size, the way that he can shoot, the way that he can get in the lane and finish, his passing ability.
Oh,
Niggas wasn't just talking about Cade at Oklahoma State. Niggas was talking about him in high school. You feel what I'm saying? So it's to me it's kind of different. Like I think you get that generational feel, the talent aspect, whatever, however you want to skew it. If you ain't getting that type of tag, to me, coming into college, I don't think you can really get that tag, me personally.
You
Ari's
don't
gonna
think
hate
you
the name I
can
bring
get it
up,
in
but
college? Huh?
Say it again.
I was gonna say Ari's gonna hate the name, but when you were talking about guys that were giving that talk at in college or in high school. Ben Simmons was another one because like he was talked about that,
Yeah, Ben
and then
Simmons. Yeah,
at
Ben
LSU
Simmons. Yeah.
he didn't get to that level of what we thought he was going to be able to develop at, even though obviously he still went highly in draft. What were you gonna say, Ari? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna ask, like, has there been anybody that and actually I don't help just to say I don't hate the Ben Simmons name for that because I get it. I understand it. Why he was viewed that way. I just, it was a little
Oh no,
whatever.
I was saying you don't
Um
like Ben Simmons though.
no, I
Sorry,
don't.
you guys think Ben Simmons was a generational prospect? I missed that.
No, we were just talking about guys that were getting like that level of
I
gas
coming
coming
out of
out of high
college.
school.
Not coming
Generation.
out of high school, yeah, not coming out of college lawyer.
Like
He undoubtedly generation
the Ben
prospect.
Simmons
Come on, Wes.
LeBron comparison. Oh, my fault, West brother. My
Oh,
fault.
yeah, Wes.
No, you're good. I was just
I'm
saying he's
liking this.
undoubtedly a generational prospect, and
Yeah.
I think to your point says I think there's some truth to the high school thing, but like Zion was ranked third in his class. Zion was undoubtedly a generational prospect, and maybe he had to
I
solidify.
never disagree with that. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no. I know. What I'm saying is the reason I brought that up is because out of high school, most generational prospects would be number one. Like there would be no question. He was ranked third in his class, but I think he solidified what some of us already knew. He was that, and there was never really any doubt for some people. But again, like I said, he ended up being third in his class, like third, nigga. We not talking second. He was third.
Yeah.
They had two niggas who they felt were better prospects than him coming out of high school. But I still think he was a generational prospect, and I never felt that way about Cam nor RJ. So I think that's my little tidbit on it.
So question with that third, right? Where he went and compared to RJ Barrett, do you think that was skewed by Zion going to Spartanburg Day and RJ going to Montverde?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that played a part in it for sure. I
Okay.
think, uh, yeah, the way people rank players and competition comes into play. But
And
I
I think
still,
and I think that's the politics side of things, right?
yeah,
Because Montverde is a powerhouse. It's not. You could say what is it? I would say what a fucking prep school. So is to me personally, if you like RJ Barrett was good, right? We all know that actually he was fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but to me personally, bro, I think that was a politics thing, and I think if say if me and you good, right? We're top 2-3 players in the country, me and you go to Montverde and I go to this regular ass school. I think 9 times out of 10, when niggas who do rankings and all that type shit, I think you will get the nod over me more times than not, just because off of where the fuck you went. Me personally.
Good combo. Is that T215?
Did you hear me, Wes? He probably got busy.
Yeah, I think he did.
But you see what I'm saying though, Ev? Like that, I think that's the politics side of things. Like niggas knew Zion should have been one, but RJ Barrett was also good, and he went to the best school in the fucking country. So it's like it's politics, it's political.
yeah, I agree. And I heard you. I was talking, but my shit had muted. But the it's a lot going on. Right? I don't know if y'all can hear me.
No, we got you. I know you got the bundle of joy over there. I think it's definitely a good conversation. Like I said, I started out. I think that everybody can have their own viewpoint on what the generational thing is because it is a subjective term to be able to apply to these guys. And I think it is. I think it is certainly fun to talk about. I do think you got to have a certain level of rare air, for giving that tag out because it feels cheapened if you're just giving it to like a person every single draft class. Like that, no. But I think that it is definitely a subjective thing that people can apply.
And it's like with Ben Simmons, bro. This nigga was getting Brian comps in high school, but they pushed him so much, D-Mac, because of course, where did he go?
Out
The
first.
powerhouse.
I think
Yeah.
also because of his build, right? Because he was
No, it wasn't Bill, but Tez is talking about also the aspect of where he went to high school and stuff. But when we saw him at LSU, like
The
people were
push.
like, okay, a little bit underwhelmed by what we ended up the product that you got at LSU.
Exactly.
because they went I think they leaned more to the projection of it because they were like, look how big he is. He has really good vision. He can pass. I
Yeah.
think defensively that will translate, and they just
Yeah.
feel like offensively, like scoring wise, like that would just get better. I think with the Ben
Right.
Simmons generational thing, they leaned more to physical build and what they expected will happen later in his career
Yeah.
as a generational prospect.
I agree.
I agree.
I 1000% agree with that.
Fucking bum.
Oh, you talking about Ben Simmons?
I hate that Outback bitch so much.
Process. What's your definition of a generational prospect?
Victor Wembanyama.
No, put it in your own words.
I mean, you got to be somebody like that can lead a franchise and be a franchise player and cement yourself as a perennial All NBA and then end up being a Hall of Famer. That's what I look at generational. Generational is like honestly once in a lifetime player for a franchise. You don't really get that many generational players on a franchise. I'm sure there's some franchises out there that never had a generational player.
The Sixers.
I mean, I'd say Embiid, but he wasn't like that coming into the. No. But I'm saying he really wasn't a generational player coming into the.
Yeah. Yeah, we said that about Jokic and like Jokic grew into being
right. So like I don't even like Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid.
Yeah,
those guys weren't even
I think
considered.
Embiid played half a season.
Right. He only played 9 games in college, I think.
Yeah, that ain't even half. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like I mean, but like people put the generational mark on a lot of players that didn't pan out to be that, but that doesn't make them not a generational prospect. I know people don't think it. I remember it vividly that people were saying that Andrew Wiggins was going to be some generational talent, but I mean, that's maybe because we were trying to get tank and get the first pick, and I heard it here more than anything because everyone was talking about getting him. But like you see how that panned out.
Well, I think before you came in,
that Wiggins stuff is all.
Yeah, before you came in,
Maple George.
Heaven mentioned like your build and what you and how good you are with your build and what do you do with it. And I think that was more so Andrew Wiggins coming out going into Kansas. We seen a 6'8" nigga that moves like a guard, right? So Nick, that's when people started, the convos around Andrew Wiggins, and then, but like I said, this shit starts from high. Well, you wasn't it. This shit started from high school, bro. It didn't start when he went to Kansas. They was talking about him before he even went in because of his build and his makeup and his skill set and how he played. Oh, he's a, he's a jump. He can make any type of shot. You know what I mean? He can play any type of position. He can, like but that shit started before Kansas. Then when he went to Kansas, then what?
Yeah, I mean, he still played well, and he was still like the consensus #1 pick, and he was still solid. But you saw it drop off a little bit, similar to like the Ben Simmons stuff. But I think you're right. I think that generational tag starts when you're in high school. Like, look at Zion, Ben. I mean, Fultz. I don't think he was generational, but he was talked about when he was young. Wiggins and shit like that. Obviously, we knew who Wemby was before he got there. Cooper Flag, generational. Anthony Davis was a generational prospect. I
don't know if Fultz ever got the generational tag.
Nah, not generational. I said I didn't say.
Okay.
I said he didn't get that tag, but he was known when he was younger in high school. But he never got that generational tag.
Okay.
I'd say like AD. I think the build has a lot to do with it too, because you don't really see guards called generational. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's much harder for a guard to be a generational prospect.
True.
I think
True.
guards
I don't
have
even
to
think
be
Luka, right? I don't even think Luka had that tag.
Well, I mean, depending on who you
Luca
ask,
was though, low key.
some people knew he was a generational prospect, and the NBA really shied away from him because he was international. He was an international player. The NBA was they were in that phase where, you know, teams had missed on the Andrea, excuse me, and long list, slew of other international prospects. And they were kind of iffy on him because of his style of play. Okay, he's not, although he had more athleticism when he was younger, but he still had a certain build, and they were like, but he was a generational prospect for real. Like he had all the tools. It was very clear that he was going to be a star. And I think people who questioned it for the wrong reasons. They didn't question who he was as a player. They questioned, yo, he's international. Like it was just odd.
Sorry, y'all, for Milo. And good convo though. Like to everybody that joined in on this convo so far. Personally, talking about Paige performance last night that got us down over next to what was next? What did we talk about after that?
The Paige and CC generational thing.
Yeah, the Paige and CC thing, generational thing, and then
Ev,
what's up?
I was gonna ask what your take was on both of them. Just like quick, you don't have to go through it. But do you think both of them are generational or can be generational? I'm not talking about prospect players.
Is this weird? Because like I think, and I said
Kind
it
of.
to y'all. No, hold on. I didn't even speak. I didn't even say it.
Oh, I thought you were saying like the conversation.
No.
I was like, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
kind of.
no,
One of them's a rookie, the other was in her second year.
Because I said this months ago, right? At this point, I think Paige could be or probably is the better overall player because I don't know, overall player because like how she can, the things that she can do without a screen, like and like how she can get to her spot. I think she get to her spots a little better. But I think CC will always have the edge for me at this moment because of the playmaking aspect that I said to y'all like 10 to 15 minutes ago. So I do think CC 1000% is a generational prospect and probably will be player. And then Paige, I think would just always be just a really good player / winner in the WNBA. Like, and she been winning at every level. For me, I think I'm more quicker to give CC the generational player tag than I'll be giving than I would give Paige, because I think CC will always have the floor general aspect boost to the, or playmaker aspect boost to it in comparison to Paige. While both ladies will score the ball pretty well.
I don't want to say you ding Paige for like her not being as good as a playmaker, because I don't think you do. I just think you notice. I think you notice that there's a difference, which there is right now, which I think is fair.
Always will be.
However, but I will say, do you like on the flip side, Paige is a considerably better defender than CC is. So like
offense will always matter more, man. I know it sounds crazy, but offense will always matter more.
No, that's fair. That's fair. For me, I look at the whole player, but like that's fair. I was just trying to see like where you
but that's
how you were looking at it.
But that goes into why I think she could become the better overall player because of that side of the ball and how well she plays from an offensive standpoint, right? Like last night's performance, that was not rookie like at all. Like, but she's averaging 20. She's averaging 25 and 4 as a rookie. Like that's insane. Like.
Mm-hmm. So like hypothetical. Anybody, this is not just for F. Anybody can answer this. Do you think it'll be easier? Do you think, let me not say easier, because I don't think either is really like necessarily easy. Likely. Do you think there's a higher chance of Paige elevating her playmaking or CC elevating her defense?
Well, probably Paige elevating her playmaking because Paige is not a bad passer. Paige has some of the highest whatever you can think of when it comes to IQ on the basketball court. She has it, especially on the offensive side. So yeah, it's easily Paige up in her playmaking. I just think she need to be around better basketball players, and I think when that happens, then the playmaking aspect
you will see it like flourish more.
It will be more. You can see it more, but the level of passer and how CC do it, like I don't think Paige will hit that level though. Like I don't think she can be a good playmaker, but she won't be CC level. Like CC would be her own tier. I'm not Jazz, I'm not even Glaze, whatever y'all want to call it, Glaze and Jazz or whatever. CC would be her own tier.
We don't need the history on it.
CC will be her own tier no matter what when it comes to playmaking guards in the WNBA. In my opinion, am I wrong with that? Like, am I by myself? No, is anybody with me?
Nah, I agree.
Nah,
What
yeah,
would you
yeah,
say? I'm
fact.
sorry.
CC will
That
always be
he
her own tier in as far as playmaking and WNBA guards and guards in WNBA. Like CC will always be her own tier to me.
I mean, if she cuts down on
Yes,
turnovers.
yeah, I agree, and I think
I
I think
still have issues with that personally. I agree with you as far as that she's a better playmaker than Paige, no doubt about it. Um, but I still have an issue with the turnovers. But again, it's a
I
young
mean, but
guard
are
thing. I
there?
think that
But
she'll get better at them.
I'm about to say, are there like a lot of Helio
I
guards in the
mean,
league
just
like that?
isolating
I mean,
it.
Yeah,
but wherever high usage equals turnovers, bro. Like
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
don't.
saying.
yeah,
Like that's
that's a
not
fact.
fair to her.
That's a fact.
But to your point, the eights and shit like that, yeah, like
Because Taz and
that has to go down. Like I'm
I
if her usage, I can from her and you know I know her or know her style of game. Her, you know what I'm saying, she can pass, but she does tend to force passes as well. Like that's just her game, and that's just who she was even coming into the league. So I would say with her usage, bro, to me, I could take three. I could take three a game from her. Like, I don't
could
because
take four.
Nah,
I could
4.
take
Yeah, I'm
four
about to say I could
personally.
take 4. Yeah, I
I
like that
might could
4.
take
Yeah.
four. Yeah, I
Yeah,
might could take four, and and it's no trying to. It, it's not. I'm not trying to skew turnovers. Like turn the ball over is bad. That we ain't about to sit here and play like that. Turn the ball over is bad.
yeah,
But the way as much as she has to have the ball in her hands, high usage equals turnovers. That's exactly what it is. So
That's a fact.
it is. I get it. Not 8, not 9, not 7. That's crazy. But 4, I can take 4 from her a
mm-hmm.
game. I can take that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's like I I know I harp on it, but it is something that I do think that she needs to improve upon and can improve upon. It's just a young guard aspect of her game that she has that she will continue to get better at, in my personal opinion. So like, and the fact that the way in which she plays kind of, necessitates those turnovers is fine. The other aspect of it is I talk about this all the time in basketball. Every single possession when you get to the playoffs specifically is gold. And a guard that understands how to take care of the basketball on a consistent basis is even more valuable when you get to playoff basketball. And again, this doesn't necessarily apply to CC because we've only seen her in the one playoff series, and obviously it didn't really matter because it was a rookie year or whatever, and they weren't expected to do anything. But that is something that I do hold in high regard from that standpoint. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm bringing.
yeah. Excuse me. I think turnovers, everything that D-Mac said about them, is valuable, and I don't think it's off base. I still agree with Ev and Land that CC, I think is head and shoulders above everyone when it comes to being a scorer slash playmaker. Like, just I think the combination of the two puts her in a class alone, and I think her injury this season has caused some people to kind of forget or just judge her off of her worst moments this year as if we don't know who she is. Um, so it'll be interesting to see uh, how people, kind of turn around because those U's are coming, man. And when these U turns happen, it'll be really interesting because Paige, as great as she is, like I think she's been great this year. Uh, Rookie standards, even for a player who's a veteran, maybe not great if that's if we're judging her off of veteran status, but I think all in all, she's shown, hey, I'm a really good player, and one day I'm going to be a great player. And I think it's only time, That said, Caitlin, Caitlin reached higher heights last year, bro. And I don't know, bro. It just feels like people are, and this isn't to anyone on the stage, but the conversation around, just the league and what I've seen on Twitter, it just feels like people just don't like Caitlin. So whenever they get an opportunity to, pit someone against her and do a comparison game, they jump at it, but it's like you can't compete where you don't compare for real. And respect the Paige, but you know, Caitlyn was better last year for a higher, like especially for highs. Like she had higher highs to me last year. But last night was beautiful. Shout out to last night. Shout out to what Paige has done this year. But you know, I'll be happy to see Caitlyn healthy on the court again. And hell, just on the court, even if she's not at full strength, I think Caitlyn can remind people like I'm really her. But we'll see.
And I think the we talked about this a lot too. I think the styles of game, the styles of their game is just also different. Like they're like CC and me and you talked about this too, Wes, with her scoring, right? Like when she was coming in, she was both scoring and passing. But niggas like the scoring aspect because of what she was where she was shooting from, how she was shooting it, and that type of shit. Now, I think it's a little different now because now that she's on a higher level, you can argue that she has turned into a little bit of a pass first, but I think that comes with one being a point guard and want to actually be a point guard and get others involved and then put the not really put the scoring on the back end, but I'm not solely focused on going out there to score. But it's also crazy to the fact that she can also still fucking score at a high level. And on the back end, you look at it, she got nine assists, 8 assists, 10 assists. Like that type shit to me will always get denied, bro. With Paige, I'm not they her game to me doesn't even compare to CC's. Like she CC instantly gets the ball and look up. Like she wants to pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? Paige will get the ball and you know what I mean? Like it's the feel of it is just different to me, bro. I think the styles of
What you mean by the
game
feel different?
matters.
What you mean by the feel different?
Like maybe because Paige don't have the
Yeah,
teammates,
that's why I was
so
about a year because
so when I think when she gets the teammates, I was she's good enough.
for
It will
example,
look different.
last night they the last play of the game, we know if anybody watched the last play, she gave the ball up, right? I'm
Yeah, I
not a
seen
fan
it.
of I'm not a fan of that. Like for me, you have the 44. You I know they were going to close on you. You know, you went no screen for a
Make the
reason.
right play.
Yeah, she made the
It's the
right play.
LeBron
But
conundrum. It's the
but
LeBron
every time she
conundrum.
called a screen in that fourth, they doubled the ball, right? They doubled the ball. So she said, you know what, okay, I'm going to just go. I think her last two shots, she got a mid-range jumper on Rakia. Like when she went in, she stopped. She had a mid-range jumper on Rakia. I mean, it was a close shot, not even a mid-range. And then the last one, that last shot right there, she went no screen, but they still doubled regardless. Which they should have did on Kelsey Plum. Don't know why. I don't know her name. I don't know why the black girl stunned it and went back. She should have just committed and made Kelsey pass it to Alamond or Alamar, however you say her name, who's not even a shooter anyway. If she make it, she make it. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Paige should have snatched back. She could have shot the mid-range shot for me. But where was I going with that? I think when she has a team where you have to respect who's around her, then that makes everything better for her. So that's why I asked you what do you mean by field, because I think the field would be similar when it comes to them being opposing threats to the defense that they're going against. Like I think it'd be similar, sort of kind of in that aspect, but obviously we all still lean CC because like you said, West said, the scoring slash playmaking, right? It and one. I do think Paige will be, and it still is a good playmaker in the WNBA. I just don't think she got the talent around her to show that because CC led an offense. Granted, she changed the whole entire team, but she led an offense with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston to where CC and Aaliyah in that rookie year, they formed a two-man game. CC and Kelsey later on in that rookie year formed a two-man game where it's I'm going, you going, let's keep working. That's what we both killing. To where Kelsey averaged whatever she averaged last year, even followed on to this season, and Aaliyah, you even see the growth from her game this season in comparison to last year, and even in comparison to her rookie season. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think that CC,
But I would still say let's give her a little bit better talent around, right? I don't think her game is still let's say 20. Let's give her 20. I don't think her
She
game would
averaging
still
that
be
right
20.
now. She like,
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving her 20. Let's say I don't think her game is still 20-8. I don't think her game is still 20-9. I don't
oh
even with
yeah, I
the
mean
better
yeah,
talent.
yeah, I mean yeah.
Yes, but that goes to my point. Like there's styles of play is just different. CC like when you watch the Fever fully healthy with CC, her with her high usage, they're all on one accord. Like they know like when you watching the games, they cutting at the right spots. They know they know her angles. They know where
It,
she wants to pass the ball.
it,
They know where they know where CC want them to be on certain plays, on certain movements, on certain shit like
I
that.
think that's a little bit more about the surroundings than it is about
No,
Stacey
which
specifically.
no, I get that. I get that. What I'm saying is I still don't see that
it's
for Paige.
bro.
I
By the
still don't
way,
see it.
the way I think these two ladies' careers are going to go out for the next couple of years, it's going to be what do you want? Paige as her rookie season averaging 25-4. So this is just the start, right? This is just, in my opinion, the glimpse. She probably will peak out 1 year averaging 24, 5-6, right? Just probably 23, 6-6, right? 5 or even 5, right? I think once you get better talent around her, the assist mark will probably jump 1 or 2. So right now she's at 4. Let's just say 6. So it's going to come down to it. Do you like 20? Both are good rebounding guards anyway. Do you like 24, 5-6? Or do you like CC where she's averaging 18 to 21, 5 rebounds and 8 assists, 9 assists? And Paige probably more efficient. Probably more
For
efficient.
18.
18 to 21? Yeah, I think that's I don't want to bro. CC not gonna average 25 at 9, gang. Like I don't think she's gonna do that. Like Paige is more so score first, and like Ted said, CC getting the ball and looking up. Like she gonna shoot for sure, but CC more so to me, like she like a pass first guard that just gotta, but it's also an offensive killer when it comes to stretching the floor out with or stretching the game out with her 3-point shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's not where we differ. Where we differ is I think she's a consistent 20
20. Okay,
and 10.
okay.
Like we're in I thought you were talking about peaking out.
Yeah, I
So
would.
she's
Yeah,
not
so
gonna
you're right.
peak out
Yeah, you're right.
anywhere from 18. Like
You're right.
she'll peak out. Hell, she might have a season where she, depending on who's on her roster, if they lose some of that talent and it's just like a
Yeah, 23, 24. Yeah,
three-headed snake or just a two-man team, we're looking at a season of potentially anywhere from, like you said, the 22,
yeah,
but any to 24 and 10.
yeah.
And, add the rebounds, obviously not as good of a defender as Paige. I think offensively, just, higher ceiling. I think the higher floor to a lot of people is Paige. And that's why they feel like, Paige may be better because they think she'll just have a more consistent floor. I don't see Paige having a lot of, 5 for 14
Yeah,
games
exactly. Yeah.
because of how she gets to it.
Exactly.
But even with the 5 for 14 game from CC, everything she brings from a creation standpoint, it evens the playing field. So I don't know, bro. It'll be interesting though. I just need to see her healthy,
Nah,
man.
yeah, good pushback.
I gotta see her.
Good pushback because I definitely gave Paige the peak 23, 24 and talking about some 18, 21 to CC. That's disrespectful. So that's definitely a good pushback. CC minimum is 20, minimum peak 22 for a 23. Like I said, Wes just said, it can be for rumors right now with Kelsey potentially departing this offseason. Potentially, right? We don't know. But say Kelsey leave and she got to up that scoring uptick, she would definitely do that while still keeping that same assist number. So I mean, you're gonna come down to what you want, bro. Both ladies will be special.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
even to West Point with the 5 for 14
Mm-hmm.
in those games, and me and Wes had this argument throughout the year because we felt like the scoring, like she still got to score. The floor levels get cool, blah blah blah. But even in them 5 for 14 games, you can step 11 assists, bro. Like it's that type of game. So it's still is. She ain't just out there. It ain't just a dud. Like she ain't just going out there and just straight up bullshitting. Like you know what I mean? Like even they still generating a lot of points on her 5 for 14. They still 85 plus, and she ain't even shooting good. but that's coming with on the back end, bro. She might got 12, 13 assists that game, bro.
Yeah.
And so to West's point,
And games
still
like that.
level out.
Yeah, and
It's
games
still
like that.
level out.
Games like that and make. That's why D-Mac said Paige had a better game when they played each other this season. Because you know what I'm saying, like how Paige, CC didn't shoot well, but I think she still had a double that game, and Paige scored a lot in the second.
Also like 4 steals.
Yeah, and Paige scored a lot in the second half. Really, when the game was out of reach, but y'all know how that convo went. D-Mac put on some other shit that day. D-Mac don't bow down to nothing. I'm telling you, like when D-Mac back against the wall, it's never really against the wall because he gonna keep ducking and dodging and keep moving his head and keep, you know what I'm saying. D-Mac like a boxer that's tired, bro. He gonna grab you and all type of shit. He ain't gonna let go. He ain't gonna give up.
Like five. Look, 5 for 14. 5 for 14.
We had been talking about this, and this goes back to the conversation that we had with obviously before the season had started. Like, I think that Paige and CC are similar level prospects. I think that they've had similar great rookie seasons from that perspective, and I think it truly is a preference thing. I think that you talk about the playmaking chops that CC brings to the table. It's incredible to watch her be able to do so. I do value the ability for Paige to really be that 3-level scorer, especially what she can do with that mid range, because I think that is a massive piece of basketball talent that she already is a really high level at and continue to get better at. I do think that obviously she's a little bit better on the defensive end. I do feel that way. And I also think that she does do a really good job of controlling the game, even though the assist numbers aren't there. And obviously, as they get better talent, that will change. They'll be better. But I truly do just prefer a little bit to that all-around offensive game. But I think that what you're talking about with the ability to shoot, which automatically causes stress on defense, and then what you can do from a playmaking perspective, like CC and her ability from that aspect certainly deserves a lot of praise as well. So to me, it's always been more of a preference thing between these two. And I told you all this, when I was talking about them as prospects. But yeah, I think they're both awesome. I think that they'll both peak out as being able to be compared for a long time. And I think that's a good thing. People would be resistant to it, whatever. I don't think it's a bad thing to compare the last 2 number 1 overall picks, and certainly not when they're both guards.
Yeah. I'm happy for it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. OG, I saw you about to come off mute and say something. What were you about to say in regards to what you've been hearing so far? I don't know how long you've been in the show, but what you've been hearing so far. We've been having some good talks, to be honest. This is a really good conversation we've been having.
Yeah, bro. Keep it like this, bro. No narratives, no bullshit, bro. You be letting slide, gang.
You see Tween up here? Shout out to
I ain't gonna lie.
Whoa, respect Tween. Whoa.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You
Right,
ain't you.
come on,
You know what I'm saying? You been turning to a different nigga, bro. I've been calling you out for a couple months though, bro. But
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Tween maybe tier 1, but you might be in 3,
I don't
creeping in
troll
2,
and
bro.
push narratives and agendas, gang.
You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
you
the
may
pin-
be in
it's
tier
the pin
3, but
message,
you creep into tier 2 with that shit, bro. And I ain't really been feeling it, bro. But it's cool though.
I keep it noted though, but
All
that's
right.
cap, gang. Slide a pin message on Discord. You gotta join the Discord and join the stage. What's up, Process? Oh, you was about to say something, by the way, Process, if you care. If not,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Process. I kind of I came in on the tail end of the conversation, but go ahead, Process.
No, I was saying you mentioned Clark, and you said that she was a generational prospect and is going to end up a generational player. How many people you really think did that in the NBA or
sports,
WNBA?
Yeah, all sports. Generational prospect and player.
Yeah, like how like obviously the first person that sticks out is that fucking dork LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron. Yeah.
And other than that, it's like,
yeah.
Would you say
I don't think people would say Anthony Davis is a generational player.
I was gonna say,
you can't say he's a generational player.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was a generational prospect,
Yeah,
but you wouldn't
right.
think he's a generational player.
Right.
No, I wouldn't say he's a generational player.
Nah.
Wasn't people
Wait,
about the team before he joined the, or no? That wasn't a thing? I don't know.
What you say, Hepson?
What you say?
Hold on. Let me check something. Let me Google. Hold on.
Oh, she hating. Now she hates. Move on.
In the W, I would say Stewie, for me personally. Yeah, I learned today that other people do not view her this way, but Stewie would be the last one in the W, and then you go back to Candace for sure.
If you were to do that in the NBA, you'd have to go back. Like in our generation, it's not many.
That's a good question. Who was the generational prospect?
So here's the thing, Ev.
To be honest, Jordan wasn't a generational prospect.
Oh, wouldn't say that.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't looked at.
I mean, he just wanted better than Hakeem. Well, he just wasn't viewed as better than
He went
Hakeem.
second.
But
He
that's
went
the thing. He
third
wasn't.
to
He
Sam
wasn't looked at
Bowie.
that way.
He went behind
he
Sam
wasn't-
Bowie. If you
Well,
go
that's
behind
because
Sam Bowie,
that's because they already had a wing though. That
I
wasn't
don't
because of
care.
Jordan.
Bro.
But that
If you're
even
generational,
still Barry.
if you're
He wasn't looked
generational
at that way.
talent, that shit don't matter.
He
Generational talent.
He wasn't looked at to that level.
Generational talent have to go top 1 or
Hold on,
2.
Sly.
They have to.
Because I was gonna
Well,
ask
so
if Hakeem wasn't seen as one, because I swear people were. That's
He
what
was. No, he
I'm
would be
saying
an
you have to
example
go
of.
back. You have to go
Yeah.
back to them. You
Make
go
sure y'all
Larry
hit that follow
Bird,
button. Make sure y'all
Magic,
subscribe on
Hakeem.
YouTube.
You know, shit
So
like that. Like
process. So that's what I was actually.
Tim Duncan was a generational player, and he was the first overall
Yeah.
consensus. But I don't know if people call Tim Duncan generational.
I don't know if he was seen
I mean,
as
he is.
generational.
Wait, why not?
Shaq was.
He
Shaq
was
certainly
considered
was.
that
Yeah.
at Wake, coming out of Wake Forest.
Oh, Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq was generational
was.
prospect.
Yeah, he was.
Shaq,
Duncan, I
yeah,
don't think
Shaq.
was.
But I'm
But,
saying, like
so
in the modern era, I don't fucking know.
process. So process. What I was going to suggest is I think it would be an interesting exercise to go back and just see like in a decade stretch, and we can I guess technically start in this year and just say go back to 2015 and
I'm
then
not doing
2005
that.
and just see
Why not today? Let's see.
and just see like how many generational prospects we think there've been in the NBA as far as that's concerned, and then we could also add in like how many actually converted to being a generational player.
Yeah, not many in the recent era.
KD was one.
Believe.
Man, I gotta change.
I don't know if people were calling KD generational
was.
coming out of
I don't know
Texas.
if they were calling him a generational prospect.
What?
But this is why it's fun because you're gonna have to find a consensus on if they were generational prospect or not.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, like yeah.
He was a
People
generational.
worried about his build or something, right?
Him and Greg.
And people
Well,
had
no,
concerns
but I'm
about
not
his
gonna lie,
sliding
but Greg Oden was also one of them ones. He just got hurt. Like that's the only reason he was second.
He's generational.
not many though. I bet you can fucking get to like maybe like 10.
I feel like,
like
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
I'm gonna be honest.
I kind of want to get this off, but like it might look crazy, so I don't know if I should say it though. But people used to
No, please say it. Please say it.
people used to like Melo was a name though.
yeah, but he wasn't a generational player.
No,
If you're not gonna give AD the generational
disagree.
tag, you can't give Melo.
But AD has done more than Melo.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna give
That's what he's
AD,
saying.
Yeah, Melo wasn't a
if you're not gonna
generational
give
player.
AD
It
the
did more
generational
than
player,
Melo.
you can't put Melo as a generational player.
So I would do like I would say 2015 to 2024 and then 2005 to 2014 and just like keep going back through the decades.
I'm still thinking.
14.
I'm still thinking.
20.
So
I think it'll be Wade.
when it come around, I
Wade
may
was a
have
generational
something to say.
prospect.
I may not. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. Cuz. Go ahead.
Say I'm still thinking. So when it come around, I may have something to say, but I'm still thinking. But I think y'all low key got my nigga AD fucked up though. But
They do. They
Generational
do. They
player.
playing. They playing with. And
Generational
I
player.
ain't trying to get into all that, bro. I ain't trying to get into all that, bro.
You
But
think
don't you have to be like
You think AD's a generational player?
He was a generational player.
he was a generational prospect coming in. Came
Yeah, we
in,
agree that he was a prospect.
came in, did the same thing on the defensive end. Got a jump shot because if you remember, he wasn't
Yeah,
a
that
jump
nigga could
shooter.
not shoot.
He could hit a jumper, but he wasn't no jump shooter. Came in, developed a jumper. The defensive end stayed the same. We all know the growth spurt shit came, so he was kind of a guard. Then getting molded into a big man.
Mhm.
You still so you see the shit to this day, and I hate when he do it. But you still see the guard in him just a little bit. You still
That's literally
kinda
why he
see it.
don't have a go-to move, bro. Because
You
he's
could
still a
be a
guard.
you could generational to me is the highest of the highs. I don't think you could be a generational player without
He
an
hit
MVP.
that though.
You
That's
think
all right. That's unfair. So is
No,
Chris
that's
Paul
not
not a
fair.
generational
You can't
player?
only
That's
put
not
it at
fair.
MVP. Only MVP.
That's not fair.
Not
Well,
only
that
MVP,
makes-
but like to have
You
both
think Chris
tags
Paul's
to be
a
a
generational
generational
player?
prospect and then to finish that generational career, you're gonna have to.
Okay, so Luka not a generational player.
like he hasn't won a championship as a one. He hasn't been an MVP. He hasn't really been a consensus top 5 player in his league.
Okay,
his stats
okay,
in
but
the
in his
finals
prime
was
he
one
was
light
though.
year.
In his prime he was.
His
I
stats.
think
Unrealistic, bro.
in his prime, it's close because of the players around him, and maybe that's if it was a different era, maybe it would be clear. But there's 3 obviously clear players that are better than him in his prime, and it was Durant,
LeBron, Steph,
and Steph. So
that's unreal.
But he was arguably more impactful than Durant. But I ain't going into that.
And it don't make sense.
Sly, your mic's real low, by the way.
Yeah, your mic is low as fuck.
India generation.
I'm saying that's unrealistic, and it don't make
Milo,
sense.
come here.
I mean, I don't know. He's a tough name. I mean, he's a name I thought of, and he's a name that I thought would be like.
Man is not a generational player. We're not.
As you are hating, get that hate out your heart.
I don't think it's hating. I think it's fair to question.
He did, but he.
Hold on. Because I say he's not a generational player, I'm a hater.
I just think that's unfair to him, bro. Because he did what he was like the same shit he was doing in college. He came to the NBA and actually got better. And he's going into his mid to late 30s and he's still doing this shit.
And if we throwing that tag, he went one.
But to be a generational player, you're not compared to your fucking self. So that's cool. He is not a generation.
I mean, compared to his peers, he was a better number 1 pick than a lot of these niggas.
Compared to the other generational players that we already have put the tags on, he's not in the same conversation as those guys. He's not in the same conversation. He's not in the same. He's not in the same category as the Shaqs, LeBron, Magic.
Right. But y'all talking about him like he Blake. Y'all talking about him like he Blake Griffin or something, bro. Like chill.
No.
Do y'all mind if we go through the exercise and then see where we kind of think
Let me get this title real quick. What is this, D-Mac?
He's saying
generational prospects throughout each decade.
Player equal to Blake Griffin. What the fuck?
No, who is she saying is not a generational?
Bro, let me troll.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, she's delusional. Delusional.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie, like, cause look, Ed, we can go through the journey, bro. Like I ain't
like, nah, that's what I'm saying. That shit was really crazy. Y'all downplaying that.
I ain't gonna lie,
nigga
bro.
is not generational.
He lived up.
Yeah, he did.
He lived up to what he was coming in, and he lived and he did more coming out of Kentucky.
Y'all talk about him like he cat, bro.
He did my definition. I ain't gonna lie. He did do my definition. I can't lie.
That's a fact.
Yeah, he did my definition.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's such a tough argument.
And if we gonna go draft picks, and he went one. So you gotta check.
No, he's a prospect. He's a generational prospect for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, the combo's in.
But if you do all that, then the list gets bigger.
I'm just saying. He's a generational prospect.
Like Melo's definitely on the list if AD's on the list because he did that too by definition. No, by definition he did the same thing.
That's fair.
By that definition, he did the same thing. He exceeded expectations.
All right, so let's
exceeded. Okay, I don't know if he exceeded expectations.
And he came in with the best fucking.
Well, actually, I lied. Nah, my bad.
Bro, he came in with the best draft class of the 21st century almost.
No, he didn't. I was gonna say, but by that definition, he did. Ain't he like a top 10 scorer?
If you go by the definition of being a generational prospect, coming into the NBA, exceeding expectations, getting better, working on your game, becoming this, becoming that, a number one, all that. He did all that. He didn't win. AD wouldn't have won either if it wasn't for LeBron. So, but I'm not taking that away from him. He had a huge part of that championship.
He was the best player.
I'm on the fence on the whole AD thing, but I'm just saying if you do put him in the generational
championship to be a generational player though, because I think championships a lot of it also deal with circumstances.
Yeah, that don't be fair to the player.
Yeah,
so no, I don't agree with you though because James Harden's a generational player. He wasn't a generational. He wasn't a generational prospect, so he doesn't fit this bill. But he wasn't a generational prospect. Chris Paul.
He wasn't viewed as that.
He wasn't a generational.
No, he was not a generational prospect.
He was not. Yeah, no.
I mean, I know, but like in hindsight, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you can't be in hindsight. That's completely.
I don't know. So you mean like consensus? Okay, fair.
We're saying a consensus generational player coming into the NBA and then a consensus generational player for his career. The career thing, there's plenty of players. You got Harden, you got Chris Paul.
But that ain't what we doing.
I know. I'm just saying. But if you're going to put AD as a generational player, championships can't matter either because there's plenty of generational players with no championships, and Harden's one just off the top of my head.
So can I say Jason Kidd's a generational player?
No,
Jason
Why?
Kidd is not a generational player.
he's not a generational player.
But he lived up to all the expectations. He's number one pick in the draft. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah.
And he pretty much fulfilled everything he was supposed to do.
Nah,
his career arc.
Okay, so can we go?
The process is saying that's
Yeah.
your criteria. We don't agree with that fucking criteria.
No, I'm going off what Ev said. No.
Go ahead, hold on, Maury.
I'm glad. Heaven said, "I'm glad you back." If nobody told you, Ted's telling you. I'm glad you back.
I'm great. So let's go through it. So Wemby would be I've switched the or I guess if you want to do it,
put one at the top.
On the top, you can do that. Yeah, just put that one at the top. Just so it'll be.
Those are going to be to be announced. We don't know yet. Flag Wemby. I mean, I guess the cat is still out of the bag with Zion. Who knows?
So should I put the names down? Should I put the names down or
yeah, I would just do a dash underneath it to do each single name. So do it. Yeah, or you can do a bold line. That works too. Yeah. So I don't know about y'all personally. I don't have. Well, we're not including Cooper because this is only 2024. So Wemby would be the guy in this decade first.
You don't think Wemby is too early? Oh, generational prospect.
Well, no, yeah, this is prospects. We're just doing prospects.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Zion.
There you go.
Well, you disagree with Zion, but we said Zion.
Yeah, but I mean, most people feel Zion was. So again, we're going to
put Zion. Put Zion.
Yeah, Zion.
Who the fuck is the greatest Zion?
I didn't see Zion to that level.
Oh, come on, bro. What the
I'm
fuck?
sorry. I didn't see it. I don't see anybody in 21 or 2020.
I don't think there's nobody in 15 either. There's nobody in 15.
Are we doing, because Wes mentioned it earlier, people gave him the tax because he's international. Do you all feel the same way about Luka, that he belongs on this list?
This is I don't know how y'all want to do, because I agree that he should have been seen as a generational prospect, but I remember all the media telling me DeAndre Ayton better than him and maybe Trae Young.
Oh yeah, and that's why he went in front of him. Yeah,
I don't know how y'all.
No, that's absolutely what happened, and that's why he went in front of him.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It's a consensus thing. I don't know.
So I don't know if y'all want to base this upon like what was being pushed or what we think.
That's a good question. That's a good point, because I'm with Heavenson on that one when it comes to how the media and how he was viewed, but I also agree with West's line of thinking, because he should have been viewed a certain way, but international comes into play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, do people up here think that Luka was a generational prospect? I personally did not see him that way. And I know the consensus was that he wasn't.
I'm not going to say
I did.
I'm not going. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't think he was.
That man. Somebody showed me tape of that man, and I thought he was generational. I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't really watch. Like, they just sent me a bunch of shit, and I was like, this white boy can play basketball. So I don't know.
Shit's sad. The next player on this list has got to be Ben. Fuck.
So I guess
I don't think
Ben Simmons. Yeah, Ben Simmons.
Can I get this off? Y'all were telling me about Scoot Henderson, so he not generational. Y'all were telling me about Scoot Henderson, how he ain't got no offensive flaws and how he this and he that. So he not generational.
I assume we're not putting Fultz, Ball, or Tatum on this list.
Told if it was any other draft class minus Zion, he would have went first for the last like 7 or 8 draft classes.
Well, who y'all talking about?
Not a generational class.
They did.
Havenson is doing her spot.
I feel like he's supposed to be on here. How y'all were telling me about him. Am I wrong?
I was not a Scoot guy. I did not like Scoot as a prospect.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess we revising history and saying he.
No, I mean, her line of thinking is fair. I mean, Scoot, what?
Nobody was calling Scoot generational style.
Whoa, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I just feel like, bro, a lot of niggas are not good draft evaluators. So like, why does Scoot get a generational tag?
Nobody,
right? But a nigga like,
nobody could.
We don't have to do this.
Nah, I'm not going. Yeah. Niggas was trying to get off the he was better than Wemby shit after the G League. And nah, bro. I mean, like, were they right? Yeah, no. My bad.
I guess for these guys, Simmons, we can say not a generational player. Zion, I guess y'all are holding out hope still, and Wemby, we don't know.
How we holding
I
out
think
for
I'm.
Zion?
I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm.
That's probably it.
I'm down that.
I think I'm done,
Because
bro.
I think
I
the
ain't gonna
15
lie.
draft was the Booker draft, if I'm not mistaken. So that's
Yeah.
Booker and Cat. That's when Cat went one. Cat wasn't a generational prospect.
I'm
Yeah,
looking.
there's nobody. There's
Yeah,
nobody else left in the decade.
That's
Yo,
so
Ev,
ass.
I'm looking down this list.
Yeah.
And
I mean, bro. She's saying
Compare
Scoop.
it to the
She's saying
decades to
Scoop.
see.
It's looking
Look,
bleak, huh?
look. Let me get this off. She's saying Scoop. Why I can't get off Wiggins?
oh yeah, Wiggins was definitely.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Time out.
Wiggins was definitely on
Wiggins
there.
would be in the next decade, so that's why I want to see.
No.
I
Oh
want to.
yeah, it's 14. It's 14.
14,
I want to
14,
compare
14.
it.
You're right.
Yeah, I want to compare it to these generations to see like if people are landing with more generational prospects in a certain decade or not.
Yeah,
Bro,
for the next tier though, I'm definitely getting off Wiggins, bro. Niggas was man, what? Stop.
Why we didn't count 25? Not saying that's adding anybody. Why didn't we count 25 though? Just curious.
Yeah,
Nah, you have somebody. Don't be scared.
I said 20.
Nah, you have
Because
somebody.
it's 20. It's just going into the. It's just a prospect going into the thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
put Cooper Flag's definitely on here.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah,
Is it bad if I don't think Coop is generational?
If Coop don't
on,
become
bro.
Scotty
No,
Hill,
I'm
bro,
saying, but we don't just see Cooper Flags, gang. Like I ain't even trying. He's nothing crazy, but I think you and Ted
keep him on. You can put him on the list. I'm just saying I don't necessarily view him that way. I'm just saying according to consensus, though, you can.
Man, we not having Ben Simmons up there with no Cooper Flag. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't say
Flag was better than Ben in college.
No, Flag is definitely better than
better.
Ben. No doubt about it. 100%.
What a
Definitely.
fucking disgrace. Yo, the next decade's wild because there's a name on there that I mean, does like fame have anything to do with generational either? Because
I think we're just doing based on how well they played. So Wiggins,
especially in this fucking platform.
Are you gonna say Mr. B?
Wiggins and AD.
Wiggins.
Yeah. What about 2010?
Who was that?
Your boy.
Is that the Boogie Cousins draft with Wall?
That's John Wall.
John Wall, was he generational?
DC legend, man.
Ooh, and he was close. He was close. I ain't gonna front. He was close.
I don't think
he was close.
Though. I don't think.
He was close.
I don't think so. I don't think.
I'll say this. He was
I think
generational / one of the ones going into college.
That's what I'm saying. His hoop mixtape.
Yeah. But going into the league, I don't
think he converted enough in college.
He's consensus #1 pick as a guard.
Yeah, he for sure. I could.
With Boogie on his team, and you know, I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Hey man.
Hey, what draft was Chris Paul or Dwight Howard?
That was 04.
Dwight was 04. Paul was 05.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris Paul?
Dwight's definitely Dwight. I mean Dwight for sure.
Yeah, because remember Chris stayed in
I was thinking niggas they out here, they think Dwight Howard the best shit come through this motherfucker. He was super crazy, bro.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight.
Prime Dwight, bro, man. Oh,
he lived up. Yeah, that's a generational prospect. Yeah.
Prime Dwight.
People never heard his back.
Are we getting there with? I don't think we're getting there with Blake Griffin, right?
Yeah,
he close. He close though. I mean, why not? Because he was crazy. Ricky Blake crazy though.
He a close call like John Wall, but I can't give it to him though.
You don't think he ever got that tag set on his name while he was in college?
He won all.
People said it, but I assume we're going off of the consensus though. Like I don't know if he consensus say generation.
I think consensus at the time would say that he was though.
Hey, just a question real quick. Since I added a year to the top, should I add a year to the top, and that's 10 years? Should I add a year to the bottom and make it 14?
Like how many?
Technically, the top would be 11 years.
Oh, technically the top is 11 years? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, you're right.
Somebody we were just, we'd keep it at a decade for the rest to make it clean.
I'll leave it at that then. Yeah, cool. If you put CP3, you got to put John Wall.
Can you hear me, Ev?
He said, "Where's Lonzo
Yeah,
Ball?"
Can you hear me, Ev?
Yeah. Yes.
Blake Griffin was a generational prospect.
You say he was?
Yes, he was dumb athletic. He had really good passing, and he was big. That he was a generational
But
prospect.
coming in, Blake was ranked 18th though. Like,
But this is prospect going to the draft. I think she right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she
It
right.
was prospect going to the draft. Like he was a clear cut number one. Like he was crazy. Like his athleticism was insane.
She's right. She's right.
That shit worked.
She's
That
right.
nigga was different,
It's similar
bro.
to Zion in a way. She's right. I give her that.
And he panned out way better than Zion.
Let me tell you, y'all got me hyping up fucking Blake Griffin. This shit's sad.
He's a great player.
Yeah, that's a good name. Lonzo Ball slide. I don't know if I'm with Lonzo, gang. I ain't
gonna lie, no. Prospect, that prospect, he damn that was. I ain't gonna lie, niggas was talking crazy about Lonzo.
I think Lonzo's a good name, actually.
Steph Curry with a 40. Nigga, I'll never forget, nigga. I'll never forget that shit.
I think she right. I think Slide right with Lonzo, y'all.
but he was getting some crazy.
Yeah,
push,
Lonzo
bro.
was getting crazy.
Is he the next Magic Johnson? Like,
If y'all put Lonzo on there, then Wall and Rose
Hold
have
up,
to be
I'm
on
getting
there.
this off. Y'all got
Rose was though.
The thing
even though my dog went at him twice.
Bro, this is bullshit.
Twice.
He's
talking about
generational
Fox better?
media.
No,
Yeah, that's
Fox,
what I was gonna
nigga.
say.
Fox was
So
fine.
I don't think that he's viewed that way as a strict evaluator.
Oh yeah. True. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I don't think of a strict evaluation
no
either.
Lonzo. Yeah, no Lonzo.
Yeah, that shit was social media hype, I ain't gonna lie.
He was cold at UCLA though.
Also to play too, yeah.
He was cool for sure.
He was tough at UCLA. I ain't gonna lie. Step back.
He was tough at UCLA.
His jumper was
no
different
doubt.
though. His jumper was different at that time. He was man.
I don't give a fuck. Fox went at him.
Not for sure.
Yeah, Fox,
They don't do that.
Yeah, he did.
He was going. Yeah, he was going through.
Talking about
They
nigga.
don't do that.
And nigga from Blue was still the best player in the draft though.
When at that nigga, bro. Facts.
He did. Gave his ass 40. Damn man.
We got anybody we missing on here?
On that time frame,
Rose.
Oh yeah, Rose.
Rose.
I feel like I should be able to get off and be, but
And the jersey was tied.
No.
2006. Andrea Bargnani.
oh wait, that nigga did get hurt.
Crazy, bro. Bargnani was
He wasn't
insane.
viewed as a generational prospect though.
Bro, what?
No, I don't think
he was
Bargnani
either.
was viewed as a generational prospect.
But Ev, I think D Rose has to be on the list.
Y'all
I'm about to say
D
D Rose was getting some crazy push, bro, coming out of Memphis. I ain't gonna lie.
Was D Rose generational though? Like, cause you put
coming out of
D-Rose,
Memphis,
because
being
D
the
Rose
first
wasn't
overall
better
pick.
coming out of Memphis than John Wall coming out of Kentucky.
I think Wall should be on this list. I think Wall.
I think there's an argument for Wall to be on the list. No, I can't.
He was
If you want to leave both of them off, that's fine. But I can't get to. I don't know.
I'm down to add both, but I'm saying there's no way you add Rose and not Wall.
But I'm saying I don't think Wall.
Bro,
should
nobody,
never
why
should always be on.
why nobody said this shit say general? What the hell?
Generous. Bro.
Somebody
I'm looking at this shit like what the
Oh, Ev, you don't know how to what's it called? Center the alignment, just like to highlight a row and just center it.
Bro, I think D Rose.
Which one are you talking about? This down here or
not the title for the title?
It's not center. Let's see.
Oh well, Stadium Legend.
That's ass though.
You added the tabs. That's why.
Yeah. So
I think I'm with Ev,
can
bro.
reverse
I
that.
think D
Just,
Rose.
you should be able to
is
hit
a
the
close
backspace
call.
one time and it should be centered.
Bro, D Rose is not generational, bro. What are we doing, bro?
Alright, for sure.
No.
He
You
wasn't,
understand that
bro.
it's the prospect, right?
He wasn't.
That's Blake Griffin generational.
I mean,
For
I think
sure,
Wall.
for sure.
I think John Wall is, but whatever.
Wait, so Kay Cunningham not generational?
Wall in high school, Wall in high school was fucking insane. Then he became the number one consensus pick in a draft with solid players in it.
Yeah, we got to make some progress. So, generational meaning, y'all. I'm gonna hear everybody again. Just give me your meaning for what generational is to you, and that's the only way we can continue this activity. For me, I forgot what I said, and I forgot what everybody said today so far. Jordan Woods is new up here, so I'm gonna let him go first. Jordan Woods, when you think of a generational, hold on, Barry. Jordan Woods, when you think of somebody that is a generational prospect, or we're gonna start with a prospect, what do you think of when you think of generational and generational prospect?
I'm thinking of the consensus around them coming out of school is that they have the potential to be an all-time great or be compared to all-time greats. Like that's what I think when I think of generational. That's normally how that gets talked about with a lot of these guys. This guy's the next LeBron. This guy can be the next whoever. Like Wiggins was getting compared to fucking Michael Jordan. AD. Oh, hi, Teness. AD, fucking one of the best defensive prospects, if not the best defensive prospect we've seen in the past however many years. Like these guys get all-time comps coming out of school when coming into the league when they're truly generational. To me,
I don't think we got that from Blake personally.
yeah, that was the name I was looking at on the list. Yeah,
Because
you take Blake off. I think the list.
So why is Zion on there? Then? I mean, so why was Zion? Is Zion considered generational to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why? No.
He was getting it from high school, bruh.
He was getting crazy comps. Like this is not just play style. Like this is
like
who
Charles
he could
Barkley.
be.
Charles
Like
Barkley.
Charles Barkley was a comp that was really peddled as far as Zion was concerned. Yeah, and more athletic Charles Barkley at that.
They was calling him, man. Charles Barkley cool, but they was calling that nigga some crazy shit, bro. It was beyond Charles Barkley.
They was.
Niggas was calling him LeBron.
I didn't hear that from Blake Griffin personally.
Blake is the one I would take off personally, but I don't know what y'all the discussions were in here.
Yeah, but if you
Blake.
just use that definition, which is I like that definition for sure. Yeah. But I also think Heaven Sent and you and Tez talking about how they got the buzz in high school, then they got to college and still succeeded there, and then they were like the number 1 pick, number 2 pick of the draft, and then also your build. Your build matters because, like, yes, Ben Simmons was considered a generational talent because of his build and his athleticism and his passing ability.
Yeah,
like nobody would be calling him the next LeBron if he didn't have the build he had. You know what I mean? So that matters. That's why I think guards are hard to get on this list. But people were comparing John Wall's playmaking ability to Chris Paul coming out of college and his athleticism to Derrick Rose and all that shit. So like I mean,
I'm not mad at what you're saying as far as conceptualizing it by position. I'm not mad at what you're saying at all because if you're comparing them, it's all going to be relative, right?
Yeah, they usually don't use ass names to compare good prospects. You're always going to get comparisons of really good players if you're going to be a top prospect.
Yeah, I'm not mad at what you're saying at all.
Because they were comparing Blake. It was hard for them to pinpoint him because he was crazy athletic at the power forward slot.
Yeah.
Blake is like borderline to me. I could see Blake either way because they were giving him some crazy. They was talking crazy about him too. Yeah, but he borderline.
I mean, they were talking about him changing the position, like pretty much.
I think the way to do it. I think the way to do it.
He did, honestly.
His building athleticism is what.
Whatever.
Is what pushes me to say.
Fried you. Oh my god.
His athleticism and skill set at the time he was in college coming in is what pushes me to say why I would consider him a generational prospect. Especially his athleticism was fucking insane.
Yeah, I can see it either way. The fact that Wiggins is on this list and belongs on this list, but the fact that he was on this list is fucking crazy. Like, I can't believe they were talking about a dude like that.
Respect Maple Jordan.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, I can't. Wait,
I would never forget on ESPN, bro, when he committed to fucking Kansas, bro. They was saying his name was Michael Jordan, bro.
Bro, I'm like, what are y'all looking at, bro?
At least Wiggins had a good career.
I'm like, bro,
nigga was Harrison Barnes like shit, boy.
What I was about to say because I don't like anything having to do with KU, but I was like, y'all are lying.
Yeah,
what's the next step here?
Yo, you know what?
Wiggins had a good career. He ended up like Jabari Parker.
Okay,
but he got hurt. He got hurt. No,
yeah, that's not fair.
Parker was healthy. He was a good player.
That's super low.
Like, nigga, come on, bro. That's like saying he was better than Greg Oden, nigga. Come on, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's fucked up, dog.
Wait. I'm not gonna lie though.
I think we gotta kick him off stage for that,
bro. Went low, bro.
Bro, he's not. He might not be on the list. He might not be on the list, but he was. But he was borderline. The way people were talking about,
he was better than Wiggins. He was always better than Wiggins.
The way people talking about Parker was fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, he was talking about crazy though.
Yeah,
he was that though. I ain't gonna lie.
The next
wait.
I thought he was talking about crazier coming out of high school though.
That is true. Yeah, he was a crazy high school. He was a crazy high school.
I mean, he honestly, he's got that
going crazy.
I mean, he's borderline with this. With this.
What's the next step?
But wait,
the next
step
is
But we have to decide: are we
probably
putting Blake on the list? Are we putting D Rose on the list? Are we putting John Wall on the list?
D Rose and John Wall are not on the list.
Wait, I can't say Kate. Wait, I can't say Kate.
Shut up, bro.
Well, that's crazy. No, because he was definitely getting comped to Luka. No.
He wasn't even consensus number one pick.
Yes,
he wasn't even consensus number one pick.
I mean, Mobley is also technically a generational prospect.
No, stop, bro. You were getting off track.
Mobley, bro, but Mobley, but no, bro. He just won DPOY.
Stop, please. For love of
Wait, he won?
Bro, that's crazy.
Mobley is not a generational prospect.
I normally shit on Bari. That is my whole bag shitting on him. But that they were saying like
Kevin Garnett. Oh God!
No.
They was.
I'm not gonna lie.
We can't get bogged down on this.
And I'm not gonna lie. If you put Evan Mobley on this list, you have to put Cade Cunningham. That's fact.
I agree.
And I agree that neither should be on the list. Please, let's move on.
Wasn't everybody on here the number one overall pick, bro?
Yeah.
So I'm not putting the fourth overall. Was he the fourth overall? I'm not putting the fourth overall pick on the generational list, bro. Sorry.
Nigga, they drafted Jalen Green over him, dude. That was ridiculous.
Let's go to the next years, because
I'm not gonna lie.
He was the third pick. He was the third pick.
Since we giving people credit, we normally don't give credit, bro. Process kind of swayed me, bro, with either D Rose or John Wall, bro. I can't believe Process.
I agree. I'm okay with putting them because they went into the league and fulfilled their expectations.
Niggas trying to sway me.
That was a prospect, my nigga, like at all.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The second half of the Memphis season, for AD, I mean not for AD, for D Rose was crazy though, bro.
Wall's argument is pretty clear.
Wash is.
Wall's argument is clear. His high school, he probably to this day has the most views as a fucking Oops mixtape I've ever seen. He was insane in high school. His college career was insane. I know that the fame shit don't matter, but he created a fucking dance in college. He was great in Kentucky and got compared playmaking to the greatest playmaking point guard we've ever seen, and his athleticism to one of the most athletic point guards we've ever seen. And there was a number one consensus pick in a draft that was decent with Boogie and Evan Turner and all that stuff like that. What I mean, and he was good. I know I know we're just doing prospects, but he ended up being good too. So like I don't know. Wall's got like everything.
I think Wall got more of a case than Rose.
Me too. I think Wall got more of a case than Rose too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not mad at Wall on this list. I'm not mad at Wall on this list.
I'm not mad at Wall on this list because Blake's on the list.
Okay, we're gonna throw Wall. We're gonna figure out what Derrick Rose. So what are we doing with Derrick Rose? Why should Derrick Rose be on here?
He's generational.
For me to put
Process just hit every fucking point with the criteria, bro.
Jordan Wilson, stage up, bro.
Yeah,
Jordan Discord.
So why I can't get out chase the kid though, bro? Because I just feel like, bro, he was like, bro. I'm not gonna lie, y'all underrating that nigga game. I think I forgot for real.
Did y'all
Jason Kidd wasn't even the first pick of the draft.
He was the first pick.
To be fair, a name that I think does belong on this list isn't also a number one pick. That'd be KD.
I gotta look.
But I don't know if y'all want to.
Yeah, I said KD. I said KD.
I don't know if KD got that generational.
Oh wait, KD did go second. You're right. KD did go second.
It's not just going second though. It's not just going second. I know I said that about Evan. You said what?
The KD thing, they were down because he was too skinny.
Yeah, it was.
They just never seen a nigga like him, so they didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, that's why he wouldn't be seen as a generation prospect because they were like, "What the fuck is this?" Not like what the fuck is this? Like, an alien. Like, what the fuck is this? Like this shit not gonna do shit. That's what they were on.
It's insane that Luka.
If y'all want to leave him off,
it shouldn't be, but this is crazy.
Because I ain't never seen no nigga that tall shoot that well, bro.
The Luka shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was crazy. Yeah, Luka shit. He was a generational prospect. Niggas just scared to pick.
I don't know what they was looking at, bro.
But that was a consensus.
But niggas was calling Aiden generation. That was crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like saying
I don't know what niggas were looking at in that draft for him to not be the number one overall pick. Like they was overthinking the shit.
Like Bagley, dude. I'm sure.
I'll tell you what they were not looking at. You want me to tell you what they were not looking at? International basketball.
That is true.
That was a big piece of it. Yep, absolutely.
No, that is what it was. Because that was they were gonna first take and talk about that international shit all the time, and that's why they were worried.
They were
look. I hate to keep going back.
If he was a flop, Luka gonna be a flop too. Okay.
I hate to keep going back, but I remember, bro. Why? And like I said, I hate even agreeing with this nigga. What's the Cade pushback?
There is not for real. There really isn't. If you really think about it, and he came into the league and he did what to do. It's really not no pushback for that nigga. And
Cade
in
was
college,
getting all-time tops.
You think
Yes.
he was
Dismiss these conversations.
yes, he was because
It
it was the size with the playmaking and ball handling ability, and he could pretty
Cade,
like.
but I kind of put Cade in the Fultz, but like the Fultz idea. Because
Yeah,
then if you get to Cade, like he wasn't the consensus number one. I mean, he was obviously
No, he was.
to it.
Why y'all
he
say
was.
that? Where was he not consensus
some of these
at?
other guys.
Like that fake Cade and Jalen Green was never a real combo to me. Like it was
Yeah, I
always
guess it
Cade.
was.
and
Yeah,
everybody
he was
else.
always number one. He been number
Nobody,
one.
I was about to say, that's around the time. That's around the time I was fucking with Jalen Green. But I can't agree.
But he went to Ignite though. He literally wasn't.
But I'm saying
You
though,
didn't see that nigga.
Still, even if he did go to Arbor,
Jordan,
whatever, we
check
all
the
know
Twitter
that.
chat, Jordan. It's Jordan
Even if
Discord.
he didn't, though, I mean, even if he did go to college, I can't agree with process. I still don't agree that he wasn't consensus number one.
And Cade was always shitting on Green.
Okay,
From the start,
let's say
bro,
consensus number one.
he
Let's say
was
consensus number
he
one.
was the number one pick in every mock from the start of the season.
To the
But he
end.
wasn't. But he wasn't
No
like.
funny, bro.
But he like for the masses, he wasn't getting all. So this just depends on what definition you want to go by. If you go by what I was saying, like just how I look at it, at least he wasn't getting all time great upside like realistic.
He was getting comp to Luka though.
expectation. By play style, not by level of play, not by potential for level of play.
But okay, cool. Nah, you're right. Right? But my pushback around that time, what we all remember, at his size and playing point guard, who the hell could you compare him to?
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just talking. That is fair. So you talk. That's because it does begin to become like a bit of an ingredients thing, right? At least the way I look at it. Like there's your skill set and like the combination of size and talent, like the combination of your physical attributes and your skill set, and you know, like how and then it becomes like the level on top of that. So it's like a combination of the two. I just don't think his level was looked at a high enough level to be on the list with these other guys. I think these other guys had both. They had the level, and then they had a combination of just look at all the guys on the list.
Are you talking about Cade?
I'm talking about Cade in comparison to all these other guys. They have both. They have a skill. They have something in their skill set or their whole skill set that is a little bit different or is comparable to some all-time greats, and then the level that was expected of them playing in the league was also like all-time great upside.
Yeah,
they got both.
Yeah, just
This
because
shit gets dicey though.
Number one drifter don't mean you're a generational prospect.
Because
I just feel like 21 was like a nerd draft though. Nobody really cared about the draft.
This is where it gets dicey though, because people tagged players with the word generational because of their ability sometimes. Like I heard generational defensive player about Chet Holmgren. I wouldn't put him on this list.
That's true.
Same
Like,
thing
I
with
Mobley. Right, yeah. Like I wouldn't put
But Mobley was a better prospect though.
And even the comparison things, like that goes to the whole build. Like obviously we like random people were doing this, but people are like, oh, Paolo Banchero, oh, you know, he's got the LeBron build. Like, but like, come on, bro. Like, we're not putting Paolo Banchero on a generational.
Bro, if you're 6'9", if you're 6'9", and you can
Like,
dribble
him
going
and him
towards
with
the
the
rim,
real
they're gonna call you LeBron.
Like that's the problem. So you gotta throw the. And I don't want to be.
But process, the difference is
You gotta have the talent and the eye test, and you gotta be consensus. Like, no doubt about it. And Cade might have been.
But process, the difference is though, Chet and who you said Chet and whoever the number one pick in that draft, that was Paolo. That was a real conversation though. Like Mobley and Cade was never a combo, and Jalen Green that was never a combo.
But again, like when you put Cade in this list, you got to throw Fultz's name in there because he was for sure consensus behind Tatum and Lonzo, who people said were on. You know what I mean? Like he was consensus behind two great players that are two great prospects.
But Fultz didn't have that tag coming in.
He didn't have that tag coming into college, no. But I mean, somebody's talking.
So that's where he lose though. Like
right. Yeah, I get it. But do you think that Cade had enough talent to get the generational tag?
Yeah, coming out.
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
I mean, you guys are
niggas, and this is what I said to Jordan. Niggas wasn't seeing 6'7", 6'8" point guards at the time, so therefore he didn't really have to and this is why I agree with Jordan. Like niggas on this list was getting compared to like all-time greats and shit, like crazy comps. Now, granted, K didn't get the crazy comps. I agree 1,000%. But to my point though, there wasn't nobody for him to be compared to because niggas at that size, we're not talking about K was just a guard. We were talking about Cade as a point guard. Niggas wasn't that size coming into college that big and playing the point guard position other than who? Ben Simmons, right? They went to the same school. They went to the same school with Dana the same size and Dana did well, Cade did a little bit more because he had a jumper. But at the same time though, he checks the mocks from start to finish, number one pick. He was a consistent number one pick from start to finish, coming into Oklahoma State. Also did what he did. Still, he still went number one. And is he not? And if you translate to the NBA, is he not translating plus more?
Yeah. No. I mean, he does check off.
Might be the criteria for a generational talent. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't think just because you're the consensus number one pick, therefore you're a generational talent. Just because I think the talent.
No, I'm not.
It would be different if it was a nigga like.
Hold up. I'm not just hanging on the number one pick though. I'm hanging on to where he came.
I've been going down the list. So one of the things you said was that I think that doesn't apply in this situation because none of these niggas in this draft were seen as some sort of generational talent or whatever. So him being better than them doesn't automatically mean that he's some sort of generational prospect. And then when we go to the other aspect of the argument where you go to like,
but niggas wasn't seeing, but that's because we were seeing shit that we haven't seen since Ben Simmons. So there wasn't no comps for Cade Cunningham coming into college.
But the reason why one of the reasons why Ben Simmons was seen as somebody who was generational wasn't just like his skill set of passing and stuff. They thought he was he was a really, really, really fucking good defender. He had really good vision and all the same skill sets. And also he was very, very athletic. That's what pushed him over. And like I think his build wise was bigger than Cade.
I don't know. For me though, I think when we start this, and this is the problem I have when we start, not necessarily in this forum, but when people start putting everybody on the Hall of Fame list. Kid, we make everybody fucking generational. Ain't nobody generational. Cade is not. Cade was not generational. I fuck with Cade the long. I mess with Cade. Cade wasn't generational. Cade was not generational. He was a really, really good player. And there is a such thing as really, really good basketball players, and then the next level being generational. We need to make that like this. For me, it can't just be, well, yeah, everybody almost got a case.
I agree with that, OG.
Got a case if they were number one pick. Come on, man, everybody can't be generational, bro. I got to make it a little bit more stringent for niggas to get in that generational talk.
And I think on top of what OG's saying, I think what'll happen is if you put guys like you put a name like Cade on this list, when you finish the list, he's just gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, OG, and not saying I agree or disagree. Not saying I agree or disagree with you. And I heard you too, Jordan. Was my bad.
Yeah.
Not saying I agree or disagree with you, OG. How you feel about John Wall being on this list?
Just as what you mean as a generational prospect or as a generational talent?
Prospect going into the draft.
I think he was coming into it. I think he was.
What about Derrick Rose?
So. I think Derrick Rose was highly touted coming out of Simeon. Highly touted.
Hold on, Barry. Hold on.
Yeah, he was highly touted. Them niggas gathered around Derrick. I mean, that Derrick was for the whole motherfucking community.
So you think after Memphis going into the draft, he was viewed as a generational prospect?
I think coming out of high school particularly.
They wasn't there, bro. They wasn't there.
You can be highly touted and not generational, though.
Who y'all talking about, D Rose?
That's fair.
I'm not mad, and I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad at D Rose in this.
But
y'all got Miles up here, and we talking D Rose. I know what it's going.
But to OG point though, niggas wasn't seeing smaller guards like that leaping the way that D Rose was leaping, bro. Like D Rose. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he has an argument.
Crazy gas to me after the Natty. I don't know about y'all. I thought that he was like folks.
That's what I'm saying. The second half of the season was so crazy for him. That's why he can low key Hey, but I ain't want
I
to go
think
on all
I think
that.
D
It was the
Rose.
second half of the season in that tournament run, bro. That nigga
Generational.
was doing some
I think
crazy
D
stuff.
Rose has
Okay.
an argument too.
Yeah, I think D Rose has an
I do
argument
think
too.
so
Yeah, I
as
think
well.
he got an argument
Do
too.
you
Yeah.
think D Rose drafted before John Wall? That's why he has a bigger argument than John Wall, just because he was like one of the first they've seen like jump like that as a guard.
I
I mean,
think
what
the
Westbrook?
combination
Okay,
of I think the combination of everything at the point guard position, and then you can also look at him in comparison to how guards have been looked at relative to him before and since. He sticks out like a sore thumb, just like John Wall did.
Mm-hmm.
Like they stick in a good way. Like they stick out like, no, this is a guy you gotta go get. Where some of these other guys, they're good, but it's not quite to the same level that the other guys are looked at, which is kind of the definition.
Yeah, I like
There's the
that. Let's
all-time
add
aspect of
Derrick
it, and it's
Rose.
Okay,
relative to your peers.
so if you're willing to call Derrick Rose generational, what do you think about Michael Beasley in that same draft?
No.
he didn't, but he didn't reach the piece in the league. We talking about niggas that actually
No,
like
that's
have
not
the
about
league.
what you did in the
No,
league.
we're
But
not
as a
talking about
prospect,
that.
as a prospect,
Bro,
that's
that's
fair.
a
As a
good point
prospect,
by
that's
Jordan
fair.
Wilson, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good point, bro.
No, people
As a
thought of
prospect, that's
Michael
fair.
Beasley incredibly
I mean,
highly.
that's
I don't think it was quite to this level, but people absolutely thought
Man,
of
that's
Beasley
cap. Man,
extremely highly.
Beasley damn near had more hype than Rose.
No, I agree. I agree. No, I
The
agree.
1 and 2
By the time we
in
got to
that,
the draft,
but if you
yeah.
remember that draft, because I remember how that draft.
Didn't they go
It was
1 and
talk-
2?
Yes,
Yeah,
1 and 2.
They
it
went
was
one,
talked
two. Yeah, they
about.
went one, two.
Yeah, Beasley went
It
too.
was talked about like that at that time. Like this could be one of the best
A
ones.
large
Like it was
Yeah,
talked about
that-
in that manner.
Yeah, if that's a good point.
No,
by
he got
Jordan
plenty
Wilson.
of.
A
he
large
definitely got
percentage of
plenty
people
of, no
thought
doubt about it.
Beasley should have been drafted over Rose at 1.
So y'all
Yeah.
put
He could go in here too. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Beasley too?
Generation from a
Nah, he
prospect
said he-
standpoint, yeah, bro. Michael Beasley
Yeah,
was
prospect,
different.
yeah.
He was different,
From
bro.
a prospect standpoint.
Do you think that was
Then
more so a
why
size
isn't
thing,
KD
though?
on here then? KD has to be on here. I'm
KD's
sorry.
on there, I
do you think
thought.
that was more so skill?
This is a weird.
KD got to
What
be
you
on
say,
here.
Taz? What was Taz's question?
Do
This
you
might be a weird. Well, my bad. Go ahead.
the because I remember the Rose and Beasley shit. Because I remember niggas was saying Beasley should have went 1, and he definitely fucking had an argument for sure. But do you think that was more so to a size thing, or do you or a skill?
That goes to
Swing
Evan's
bias,
sense.
swing bias, yeah.
It was
swing
everything,
bias.
bro.
No, it was
That goes
everything,
to
nigga. That nigga was different.
It was
as shit.
everything, bro.
He
They
was cold too, but I'm saying like niggas like wings more. Like they would bet on the wing before they bet on the
But
guard.
that
And it
does
was
go
his
to
level
Heaven
of.
Sent. But that goes to Heaven Sent's point about the build of a player and why they can be considered generational. Because if you have those athletic big guards that could shoot, they're going to be more highly touted and more
You gonna
get
take
that
them
tag of
first. You gonna
generational.
take them first more time than
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
wing
take
bias.
them
Wing
first.
bias. It's
They're
wing
gonna
bias.
He was
yeah.
getting compared. He was getting compared to Melo and all that shit because of
He
his
also
shooting
fucking
ability and all that
performed, too.
stuff. Like
But
I'm
not. Yeah, no, Process. You're right. But I'm like Jordan Wood said. I agree. Nigga, like his build was crazy, and it's biased, bro. When it comes to draft, you want the bigger player that's skilled, that's good over a smaller guard. I think everybody here would agree. But just with his size, Beasley's season lived up, bro. Like that season was crazy.
Yeah. He was crazy in college.
They just both had a. I mean, that was just one of them drafts that had 2 special prospects. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and that can happen. Like, we ain't gotta just take only one nigga out of these, out of these drafts, or coming into from high school. Like you said, some drafts had 2 niggas, bro. Like, why can't some drafts have 2?
Like this
Okay,
draft
so
might
do we
have.
have any issues with this list right now?
This draft
Okay, who's the list?
3. No funny.
Beasley.
We saying prospect only, right?
Yes,
I
only
understand.
prospect.
Okay,
I understand. I understand the Durant shit. I just don't think that the talk around Durant was the
Me
talk
neither.
around Beasley.
It's because Odin was so damn good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't.
Yeah, but even
Damn,
just
Greg
KD
Oden,
individually, I
that's
don't think the talk was the same.
They didn't
I
like
agree
how
with
he
Jordan.
built.
I don't think KD was generational until he got to the league.
I think
Yeah, I agree.
that's half his
Yeah,
hype.
yeah.
I thought he was generational.
You're not gonna win, KD.
You're not consistent.
You probably not gonna. Yeah, you
That's
probably
fine.
not gonna win.
That nigga was insane, bro.
Nah, he was the nigga, but like,
He just saw the vision,
I
D
got a
Mac.
question. I got a question. We just about the last 2 people we just talked about, Michael Beasley and KD. All right, both of them. I think both of them could get a bucket with the best of them in high school and in college, right? Okay, so why is one considered more than the other? If they both, to me, they were both coming out of high school, coming out of college.
True.
with tall niggas that could get a bucket. That's what they were. So
because
Like, I'm like,
why
sorry,
Beasley
I'm factoring in the expectations of. I'm factoring in the consensus, OG.
People were questioning KD's ability to translate into the league because he was so scrawny.
Yeah,
At
that's
the same
why.
level. At the same level.
Yeah, like that's why, like, because that's why earlier in the conversation we were talking about generational prospect, I was saying I think also what people projections of what they think you will be able to do in the league goes into if you're how good of a prospect you are. They were
That's
questioning
one of my biggest things.
KD
they were
averaged
questioning
26 and
KD's ability to be
That's
able
what I'm
to
saying.
do
He
the
was
things
crazy,
he
bro.
did in college into the league because he was so skinny and tall.
Yeah, I think KD's knock on him was just his size.
Yeah,
That's right. He right there.
How much is a factor of like how unique you are playing to this conversation? In terms of
I think because I think that can mess a lot of some players over in these combos because they weren't viewed as that because you've never seen something like
because
that.
I feel like if
I'm
you
not doing the
because
5-2 merchant shit. Like, how
But
good
nah,
are
but
you?
I feel like now though, like a nigga, like I ain't like back then, niggas would have been questioning the Wemby. I'm not gonna lie.
no, because I was gonna say because if
yeah,
there's a
it's
certain
because
time
of
period,
KD why people not questioning fucking
Not questioning the
and all these
Whitby.
other people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
sure
because when
KD
Brandon
shouldn't be
Ingram,
on
when
here?
Brand,
Tough luck, KD.
We're sure KD shouldn't be on
yeah.
here?
Y'all can say tough luck to KD. That's fine.
I mean, he could be an all-time. He's an all-time great. I think that's a better list.
Charles Barkley.
No, for sure. I just think when I was looking at these prospects, KD would satisfy my generational prospects.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, y'all diminishing KD greatness right now. I gotta stop.
I'm going by the consensus. I'm not going by my eye.
Barry, don't
Yeah,
you do that
I'm
like
going
your
off. Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, y'all didn't see that tweet? Never mind.
the next decade's crazy.
All right, we can go to the next decade.
Yeah,
though, 'cause
D-Man,
it
you don't want to
seems
see
like
my personal list.
I just want to throw one more point in there
look,
about
Wiz,
KD.
we've already gone through mine.
Hold
and
on,
it's a lot shorter
Swiper just
than this.
creeped up here with his camera on. I think he's in Mexico or something. Hello, Swiper.
He trying to show.
Nigga came out here to flex on us.
Hello, hello.
I was trying to say what's up. I'm Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico,
man. What's up,
okay.
y'all?
I always gotta show off something, man.
Like, I forgot my camera was on.
What's the fit of the day, Swiper?
Sunglasses, give me.
This is the airport fit. I'm getting ready to go back to the
Okay,
airport.
how much? All right, let's do what them little TikTok creators be doing sometimes. How much that hat cost, man?
How much the hat cost? I don't know how much the hat. The shoes cost the most.
Hold on. How much? How much them chain? How much that chain cost?
I ain't telling you how much my chain cost. So I'm not
He act like he walking around with VVS.
I'm just saying what's up, man. The views is great. Hey, next time, passport staff me to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, flip the camera. Let me see what it's like.
3 niggas in here with passports, bro.
So
everybody do not got
You don't need one for Puerto Rico.
Don't need a passport.
What you say, Swiper?
It's 3. Okay, it's 3 niggas in here with valid ID.
You said what, Swiper?
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
Okay.
We learned that lesson with Byron.
You would love it out here, Jordan.
It looked nice.
Bro,
You say your shoes cost the most. What's the kicks?
This is old town San Juan. So this is like the kind of historic district. So there's like a bunch of bars and like eateries and like.
Damn, I seen that shirt online the other day. Shit was like 1,500.
Don't like niggas taking pictures and shit.
Yeah, and then
Swiper, you near the bastion that looks over the cliff?
Yes, yeah, bro. So that's the other thing too, y'all. I didn't realize. So like, I've driven all over the island. Like, it takes about a 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get from east to west. Really, the whole thing, obviously, from island surrounded by water. Yeah, I'm talking about like literally the street in here. The water starts right here, like the ocean, and it's just straight out. And so literally, you can pull up anywhere. And there's like, but you know what I mean? It's like in the city though. You know, haven't said like the cities are right on the water.
Swiper, did you go to La Placita?
It's great. It's cheap. It's cheap too. The food's cheap out here. The merchandise is cheap out here. The Airbnbs are cheap.
On islands, the cities are built on the coast, not inside where the mountains are. So normally on islands, like when you're in the city, the water's right there.
Yeah, I think y'all would like it, man. Like, especially if you haven't traveled over a large body of water before. It's easy to get into. I mean, it's definitely like stuff you got to learn. Like, I've been speaking a little bit of Spanish out here, not crazy. But like, other than that, like, you know, it's been a great trip, man. Like, it costs a little bit of money, just everything all together. But I think if you're looking for like a cheaper overseas trip, you know what I mean, just to get started, Puerto Rico is absolutely the place to go.
You don't think South America is cheaper?
I loved Puerto Rico when I went out there.
America, so yeah, but it's just like Rio, Maceo, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia cheap.
I'm going there next. I'm going there in Panama next week.
Damn.
And I got
Yeah,
I got a round trip ticket for $400 Canadian. Shit's
Yeah,
dirt
that's true.
cheap over there. Yeah.
Slight little
And
flex.
then the hotels are cheap and everything because they use a cheaper currency. Like it's just super cheap.
Round trip 400 Canadian. What's that in US?
Like 3 something maybe.
Damn.
Yeah, the exchange rate is really good between us and them. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy.
I love
between
shopping
us.
Canadian.
If you want a starter, like if you want a starter place to go, it is definitely South America. That shit is dumb cheap. That
Yeah,
shit
it is.
is
It is nuts. It's crazy how cheap it is in South America.
Puerto Rico is an American thing, so they use
Yeah,
US
Those
dollars
two
and
honeys right there where they taking pictures.
Hey, Swipe, I bet you gonna go walk
Hey,
that.
walk that down,
I said, walk that down, swipe.
Hey, he ain't
Y'all
cut
not
like that.
like that, yeah.
Oh, my bad. So how you approach out there then?
You said what?
How am I supposed to approach out there then?
I mean, a lot of them speak Spanish, so it's just more so. I mean, I don't know. You just put it in your bag, I guess. Yeah.
Just mix them Boricua every single time. You get it.
Yeah, Boricua, yep, exactly.
Está muy bien. You have a beautiful, mami. ¿Cómo está?
Oh, nah.
Está
Man,
muy
what?
bien.
Bro, chill out.
Mami,
Bro,
you
bro,
look
don't you
beautiful.
ever do that shit
Chill
again.
out, bro. Chill out.
You gonna run us with this up?
You gonna scare, bro? You gonna scare away, Em? You tripping?
I'm gonna tell you, I don't know you. Another place I've been that's type cheap is Costa Rica. Costa Rica.
I don't know him, but you know.
Costa Rica, Dominican Republic.
This is who you guys want to travel with.
Costa Rica was really nice. Only problem with Costa Rica
we had
is
about 10 of us that were out here. So it was like 7. It was like 8 women, probably like two of us dudes. But the concert was the best part.
Wait, time out. No,
2 to 8 ratio. Wait, hold on.
You're not just gonna pass
2 to 8
1 to
ratio.
4 ratio though. Like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
It was a lot of it, like a lot of girl trip stuff, but it was cash. But the Bad Bunny concert, Jordan, was probably one of the 3 best concerts I've ever been to, and it might be number 2. Now, probably in Beyonce and K-Dot might be number 1 and 2, but Bad Bunny was crazy. The show was crazy.
K-Dot over Bad Bunny concert.
Oh, okay. You was there during the Bad Bunny concert. Okay, yeah, the Honeys was out there. Yeah, they were out there 100%.
Like 4 people that went down there specifically for that concert.
Yeah, it's brought like apparently this year it's brought over 100 M's into Puerto Rico already. Just having a concert here.
The right place to see them.
And by the way, y'all, the parking out here is $2.50 an hour in a parking lot, like a deck. The same one you would have like in Atlanta, that's like 15 or 20 an hour. Is $2.50 out here.
But America's so fucked up. Niggas happy about parking.
My complex tried to charge me an extra $300 to park, bro. I said I'll find somewhere.
Extra 3 on top of the rent is crazy. Oh my god.
I'll find somewhere.
Shout out to swiping his travels though. We're gonna get the next years real quick, and then I think a Luka and Jokic game just started. I definitely want to tap into that in a minute.
What, you dead ass?
They playing right now?
Yeah, 11-10 drop. 11-10.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stream it in playback. Well, I can't either, or I can stream it right now too while we're doing it.
Playback. Okay.
Let me see if it's on right now. Hold on.
What you sipping on, Swiper? That's a beer.
Nigga, is that a goods mic? Oh hell no.
I got the best mic in here, guy.
Swiper, that's a.
Bro, what does that even mean? I got the best mic in here.
You got the best mic. If you know, you know, brother.
Well,
I understand what you meant, goods.
That's new.
Y'all trying to tap into that game or what?
It's an island thing. Island thing.
I'm about to fire up playback for that game.
No island
FA Caribbean.
Funny as hell.
Fuck with me on the VIP. I'm a resubscribe.
You don't need VIP for that joint game. You good?
Oh, okay. Oh, it's because it's an actual stream. Fair.
Are we done with this generational prospect?
Yeah, I wanted to continue, but Luka and Jokic just started. I want to at least watch a little bit of that real quick.
Y'all acting like y'all care about
you glazing, bro.
Oh, if y'all want to stay right here, we can continue. I'm good. What do y'all mean?
Man, no.
We can continue. I can't do both because of the copyright. Like I can't watch the whole game on YouTube and Discord while being live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Let's go to playback.
Oh,
Let's go to
yeah.
playback.
All right, shift over to playback then.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what
what I'm
we
saying.
doing? What
Yeah,
we
we
doing
go
all
to.
this talking?
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go to playback.
I don't got end this shit. I'm leaving.
Everybody came through the show today. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for all the support. We're going to hit the playback. Playback.tv/facts and stats is the app you can download. It's free. It does not cost any money.